What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Deepish. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening today. We've got a fun one. Really enjoyed this conversation that I got to have with a really close friend of mine, David Piersaul. We kind of go all over the map in this conversation. And honestly, we're going to jump in like where this episode starts. We had been talking for this has kind of been a common theme for me in every episode I've released lately, but we've been talking for like 45 minutes. And we kind of are jumping in right in the middle, a little bit of a part of our conversation we were having. So we talked through a lot. He is a filmmaker, probably the best filmmaker that I know, just an absolute genius when it comes to creating. We talk about a lot of the nuance in that world. We talk about his upbringing, his life, how he arrived where he is, and kind of the journey that he went through, growing up with his dad and how that had an impact on him. So I'll tell a quick story. We kind of talk a little bit about this, but if you're not aware, Deepish is a podcast that is part of a larger media company, brand group, whatever you want to call it, that I started called Greenhouse Media. And the whole concept of greenhouse media. And I talked about this on the first episode. And so if you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to the very first episode we ever released. It was a solo episode where I kind of talked through why I'm starting a podcast, where this whole idea came from. But Greenhouse is the goal of Greenhouse is to create media that encourages you to grow, but also is fun and entertaining and it's kind of specific, but is also very non-specific in that as well, because I never want to be boxed in. I don't do well as a human being. If you've not learned this about me by listening to this podcast, I don't do well being put in a box, being boxed in at all, quite frankly. And so that was where, so when it comes to Greenhouse, it's super open-ended because I want to have the freedom of any shows and anything we do when it comes to any type of media in the future, that I don't want it to have to be a certain type. I don't want it to all be super serious. I don't want it to all be, overly heavy or all just like self-help growth. I mean, I think this podcast, you get a bit of, learning who people are. You get a little bit of, being challenged in trying to grow, but you also get a lot of fun and you get a lot of interesting stories and in the backstory of who people are. So all of that to say, David, was gracious enough to help us film the intro behind the brand or behind the story of Greenhouse. We filmed that. We actually did 2 cuts of it. The first one we scrapped and he was like, "Hey, I don't think it's it. Let's redo it." And so he was gracious enough to not only film 1 but film 2 versions of it. And if you've never seen it, go to the Greenhouse Media YouTube channel. It's GRNHAUS space media. It's on YouTube. It's also on our Instagram. If it's not pinned, I'll make sure it's pinned. But I would love for you to go watch that. That's just a small snippet of his work. But I had to bring that up. So we talk about it a little bit in this episode, but just wanted to say like that's who David is. I mean, he was so gracious, so kind to work with us on that, and is a good friend of mine, and really hope you enjoy this episode. So without any further ado, this is my conversation with my good friend, David Piersaul.
I first of all, I just want to say, bro, I appreciate you as a friend. If you guys don't know, Jake, was one of the only people. Well, he wasn't the only person. I'm not gonna go that route. That's not what it was. He was one of the first people when I showed up to church in 2021 after going through probably the hardest time of my life.
Yeah.
I was like, I grew up Christian, but fell off from the faith and was just kind of doing whatever I want, living in sin, living with my ex-girlfriend outside of marriage, having sex outside of marriage. Went through a breakup after a 6-year relationship, having identity crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, when I grew up in church, maybe my dad and my grandparents and my family were right about this. Let me go back and give it a good Boy Scouts try. Went back.
Good Boy Scouts try is hilarious.
Seriously. And then Jake was there, and we met at a church, and he was just cool, and he introduced himself, and then we ended up grabbing randomly with one of my best friends, Bryce. Just let's go grab coffee, and just it was.
Are you gonna tell the truth or are you gonna lie?
at Just Love.
that we had the worst cup of coffee I've ever had in my life.
So I grew up on my dad. My dad's a look. I know his dad's in computer stuff and tech stuff. My dad's a blue collar
Dog,
man.
I
He
don't
woke up every
care,
morning with
bro.
combat boots
Tell the
on,
truth. What coffee did you show up to my house with?
Folgers. But that's how I grew up, bro. We came from a different. See, we're cut from a different
Bro, I
breed,
did,
bro.
dude. I grew up with like Folgers and Maxwell's too.
No, you didn't, bro.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
Give me an
did.
example of one Carhartt jacket that you own, and then I'll show you.
I have one upstairs.
Did you ever wear? Is it got some dust and dirt on it?
Yes, dude. I literally just wore it the whole ice
Okay,
storm.
never mind.
Hush up. I live in the country now.
He
No,
does.
dude.
He does.
For
My dad, no joke. I'm not gonna out. I hate when people out struggle each other. One of my pet peeves is
it's
when,
an out struggle, dude.
bro, when people when people go like,
Yeah, and when it's like when someone says I'm tired, they're like, "Me too,
bro,
bro.
I got 2 hours of sleep last
I
night."
slept 2 hours. Yeah, I was up watching some movies. Like, I bet you were watching movies, dog.
Yeah, or like, yeah, bro, my dad was abusive or something like
Yeah,
that. And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, man. Well, my dad, like,
We've lost the ability
my
to
dad, like,
empathize.
yeah, my dad used. It's like, bro, like, what are we out? We're out struggling. Like, what are we doing? Like, that's what we're virtue signaling that like we have a harder life.
Yeah, yeah,
What is
yeah.
going on?
We've lost. I try to be so conscious of that. Because I've been called out for it before by friends.
Really?
Of being like, you only talk about yourself. And so it's like I
That's
try
some
to
good
be
friends.
super conscious of that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like when they've said it, like I don't think that it was true necessarily.
Yeah.
But like I do.
I don't get
but
that from
at
you,
this
by the
stage
way.
though, I try
Yeah.
to be like very aware and very empathetic to like when someone's going through something. I don't
Yeah.
want to dismiss it. I don't want to just like talk about myself. Like
Sure.
I try to like I think there's a disconnect sometimes between trying to relate versus empathize. And I think it can easily, when you try to empathize with people, it can easily become a matter of trying to like outdo, like you were saying.
Are
Like,
you talking about? Let me ask you. Are you saying? Because I think I'll also struggle with this. Are you saying like, for example, if someone's like, yeah, man, I'm struggling with like finances right now. I don't have a lot of money.
Mhm.
Like, and you go, bro, I fully relate to you, bro. Like, all right, now, like, I also like last week spent my last. It's like,
Yeah,
but you're
yeah,
trying to relate, but
yeah.
at the same time,
But
you
that
kinda
can
flipped
easily
it on.
become
Yeah.
a situation where it sounds like I'm saying
Yeah.
what I'm dealing with is
Yeah.
harder. Like and so I try to be so aware of that as a friend of like I remember one lesson I learned a couple years ago was I was getting ready to start a job. Something situation was going on. I got asked to go on a trip. And this was one really good lesson I learned. And it was a group text me, and the person who was and asked me and someone else to go on a trip. The other person said, "I'm so sorry. My first response was logistics questions," which was rare for me.
Mm.
Like, I'm not like a logistics, but like I happened to be with Tori. Her first question was logistics. And so that was I just wasn't processing information.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, "Hey, can you do this? This is what's going on. This is why we have to do it." And the other person was like, "Well, I'm so sorry that you're having to deal with this. That's awful." My response was, "Okay, when do we leave and when do we come back?" And they texted me privately, said, "Do you see how much better his response was?" When there I wasn't in trouble. It felt like I was in trouble
Mm-hmm.
based on like the scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned a lot from that moment. As
That's very observational too. Like, because that's for a lot of people, that's like they don't even think about it. It's just like a passive
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But the fact that, well, I will say that's a sign of having Jesus, because with Jesus, like you are held to have it's almost like it's not almost actually, when you have always something that you have to hide, that's your standard.
Yeah.
You're always questioning that. So
Well,
that's good that you even thought about that.
Yeah, so it's just like so now like when someone like reaches out, like they're going through something, or I'm talking to a friend and something's going on in their life, like I want my first response to always be like empathize, like do your best
that's
to
good.
put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
How are they feeling? What are they doing? Like what is the emotion? Not a like, man, I get it. It's like, but the people you're closest to, I feel
They
like
actually know you.
yeah, they like
Yeah.
really know you. I feel like you can rebut in a sense of like when they're like this is going on, you'd be like, Shh, me too, bro. Like here's what's going on in my world.
Yeah.
And it's not, and they don't take it.
Well, they know your heart posture.
Yeah, they don't take it as like I think that's why you have to have people you're so close to that you can just like there's no holds bar. Like, you can just
Speak.
say it. It's
Mhm.
like, dude, the things I
Speak
say
and
to,
be
like,
yourself,
some
yeah.
of the dudes that I'm closest to, it's like, which on like, as unhinged as this show is, it is hella unhinged. But,
As it should be, bro, and I wanted to speak on that, because I think
yeah.
one way to combat in my like, because I struggle with that too, like, it's so easy. Well, it's like we do wanna be helpful. Like, so
Yeah.
there is a level of empathy there where you're like, "I wanna be helpful." But, I remember one time I was hanging out with my fiance and
Shout out
her
Kevin.
shout out Kedden, and she had a friend who she was living with at the
Mhm.
time, and we were going me and my fiance were going to a concert,
Yeah.
for an artist named Remy Wolf. And this is not a sympathetic situation or a dark
Yeah,
situation,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
we were like, "Yo, we're going to this concert, Remy Wolf, like, we're doing this and that, we're so excited to go see her." And her friend was like, "Cool, like, y'all have fun, like, that sounds super cool, like,
Yeah.
tell me how it goes." And I remember we went there, we got back, and then later on that week, Kedden had called me and told me, like, "You know that that Avin had, like, already been to a couple shows, he's, like, a big fan of hers." I was like, "No." And I was like, "That's really I actually really respect her." She, like, didn't go, "Oh, I love going to her shows," or whatever.
Yeah, it
She just
wasn't,
kinda
like,
allowed us to,
posturing to,
like,
like, try to
have our moment and, like, talk
yeah.
about something we were excited about. And it was very, very, eye-opening in the sense that, like, she was, first of all, restraining herself from taking away, like,
Mhm.
because she coulda just been like, "Oh, yeah, I've been on that."
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I've already
Or it could have been in a sense of where it's like, makes you feel like you all should invite her last second too, you
last
know?
second, or, like,
Yeah, that's interesting.
or that, like,
Well
or that she just, like, she put us on or something,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
the thing is like, and it's those 2 different things are cut from the same cloth, because sometimes I think it's good that, like, whenever someone brings up something, even if you can relate to it very,
Yeah.
like, one-to-one comparison, sometimes it's good to just restrain that, bro, and just let that person
Agreed.
just speak.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
like, be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Yo,
yeah.
bro, I'm
And
really
it's
sorry to
so
hear that,
hard.
dog."
It can be so hard because
Yeah.
I think it comes back to it's like I think it not empathizing necessarily, but I think giving people space.
Mhm.
Like I just it's so easy in our culture to not give people space to talk and just to have an experience. It's like because like dude, I don't do well with people that are one uppers.
Well, people don't wanna feel like they're being fixed either. My shoe's untied.
Is
I
it?
didn't see that, yeah.
Well, like I know we're already into this show, and I introduced you in the intro of this. I'm trying something new on this episode because like normally I start every episode and I'm like, "What's up, everybody?" And then I do this whole
Oh, you have an intro? I'm sorry, bro, I just
no,
keep
no, no, no,
ranting.
no, no, no,
Let me
no,
tie my shoe. It's, like,
no,
bothering
dude,
me
you're
now.
good. We're rolling. This is all in it, so I'm gonna keep talking. Sorry, I'm getting texts from family. Um, but I love the fact that you're just tying your shoe. I respect it. But yeah, but I was thinking earlier. So like I always do like I do the intro of the episode, and then I always like intro the person. No, but I'm trying something new on. I decided I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
try something new on this episode where I wasn't gonna like come out of introducing you in the intro to then introducing you in the episode.
yeah.
David, welcome to Deepish.
Thanks, man, for having me. I'm glad to be
So
here, bro.
I know, and I don't know how far into the episode we are because I don't know where we're gonna start. So we've been talking now for almost an hour.
Are you
Um,
serious?
yeah, it's 11:30, and I
Isn't it
think we
crazy how
started
time
running
flies
it.
when you're just hanging out with the homie, bro?
Yeah, 100%. I think we started rolling at like quarter to 11, maybe. But so I do want to tell a story about you before we get into this. Because we've been talking about a bunch. Um, and your words about like when we met mean the world to me. And you know that. I mean, we've talked about it before, but it's like I remember seeing you and I think the reason I talked to you was because you had a sick shirt on. You had like a polo shirt that was like thrifted. I don't remember. It was like just a sick design.
I actually know which one you're talking about now. It's
Yeah.
like kinda smell, if you wear a shirt long enough,
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
has, like, a constant smell of sweat in it.
Oh, bro,
That's what that shirt is now.
I'm a big smell guy. Like, I don't do well with bad smells,
Yeah.
but I love good smells. It's like every time I see you, I'm like, "Dude, you smell
You
good."
literally just first thing I
First
know
thing I
you're not
said
capping, because when I got out of the car today, you're like, "Bro, you
first
smell
thing I
good."
said to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because
That's funny because I just
you're wearing
farted.
Le Labo. You're so
No.
awful. Is it Le Labo
No,
you're
no, it's a
wearing?
gift from, I actually don't, I need to remember the name. It's a
It
gift from
smells like
my
Le
future
Labo.
brother-in-law. It does. I like it
I
too.
don't know if that's what it is,
It's not.
but it smells
But
like
I do
this.
love Le Labo. My fiance
You know
gets it
who
for
else
me.
has great scents is, Tom Ford.
Yeah, he's a sensible person.
Yeah, but dude, you're so ridiculous. But anyways, I remember scents though. So like one of the worst scents to me is when you leave clothes in the washer too long after you wash them. Like you forget
Oh,
to
that
change it.
musty. Yeah.
That musty, and it's almost like a sweat stench.
Bro, that's about to
So
make me
like it
throw up,
always
bro.
gets into my what'd you say?
About to make me throw up. I know
Yeah.
exactly the
Yeah,
smell.
it always so like I try not to dry any of my sweatshirts because they shrink. So like I don't dry a lot of clothes. and it'll happen to the hoods on my hoodies. Dude, I just had to strip a hoodie yesterday. Like, I literally let it soak in the tub for like 4 hours to try to get it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, this one right here is it's like it like absorbs so much water.
Mhm.
You're talking about, like, it just how do you dry those, bro? Because I just put mine in the dryer, and it says don't
Dude.
do that, but I'm like, "Bro, I
Yeah,
don't have time to be hanging stuff up." Like,
I've started well, because the problem is, like, when you dry the hood, you have to, like it's always right in the like, where the seams join right there, that's
yeah.
where it's the worst on mine because you can't separate it enough. So
Oh, right.
I've started to just dry them again some, or, like, I'll let them air dry and then throw them in the dryer to, like, finish it to try to get
Yeah.
but it's like but then once it's locked in, the scent is locked in, and you
So you
just
gotta go be on it.
so then you gotta do so it's like, dude, I've washed this hoodie. It's a blank that I got. It was like we were looking doing some merch like a year and a half ago. I got a blank sample, that we'll end up printing eventually.
Yeah.
But I wear it all the time. It's like one of my favorite hoodies because it's a blank. It's a high quality, high end sweatshirt, and there's no logos on it or nothing.
Facts. That's what I like about this one.
Yeah, and it's like because like I don't like cheap logos. I'm so anal about clothes.
You know,
bro.
it's so funny you say that. Like, my dad said when he gets a new car, he'll be like, "Yo, take all the stickers and stuff off
Yep.
from the dealership."
Yep.
Because they'll keep it on there. And he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Why do
yeah.
I want to walk away on their branding?" But clothes is like interesting because clothes,
do
it's
want
like,
branding.
why would I want? Yeah, most people would, but it's like now I think about it, I'm like, why would I want to like just be walking around with your logo and branding on
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I
yeah,
bought
yeah.
the item
I like that's
unless
where
the
it's like
logo's cool.
yeah, see, that's my thing. Is like I love a good graphic. Like I
Yeah.
love like I was just talking to someone. Have you ever heard of Rude,
No,
a clothing brand? Like it's a high end clothing brand. Their hoodie's like $700.
rude. I kind of. Oh, never mind. I was gonna look it up, and I was like, that's not
But
my
you can
budget.
like sometimes you can find them on discount for like 2 or 3,
Yeah,
which is like still a lot, but it's like the highest quality. It's like I've never bought any of their stuff. I've got some friends that do. Dude, it's like their designs are like the sickest. So it's not like branding. It's like
Mhm.
it's like art on clothes.
rude. I'll look
But
them up. Send me a post or something.
I
Man.
will.
Yeah, or
It's
a profile.
RHUDE. Rude, if you ever hear this, you can sponsor the pod. But
That'd be
anyway,
sick.
so I want to tell a story about you just as we get started. Like I said, we've been talking for like an hour already, but and I probably will tell some of this in the intro, but for anybody who skips the intro, because I guarantee you people do, whatever. People have told me my intros are too long, and you know what?
Really?
Yeah, and you know what?
Well, that's
I
why
have
we code started, bro. Code
But-
open.
You know what I have to say about that?
What?
It's my podcast. I don't give a damn.
You can do whatever you want.
I can literally
bro.
do whatever I want when I introduce guests.
This
in an
what you're
episode.
listening to right now is a free man.
Yep.
That's what you can do.
100%.
It's just art and creation is like there's no rules to anything.
No, there's not, and that is the best part of having your own
Yeah,
pod is there's
exactly.
no rules.
Exactly.
But for anybody who doesn't know this, you did the greenhouse video.
Cool. I love that video, bro.
It's
You
unbelievable.
need to repost it though. You posted it low quality.
Did I?
Yeah. Yeah. You called me out on not inviting you to my birthday. So
Did it
I'm gonna call
on
you out.
Instagram? Did
I
it
don't know,
upload as low quality?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think there's a setting in Instagram where you can turn on upload at highest quality.
Bro, now I gotta look.
Yeah, I watched it and I was like,
But YouTube's not. YouTube is 4K.
"Oh, you have it on YouTube?"
Yes.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube doesn't do weird stuff like freaking.
No, now I've got to find it. Hold on. We'll look after.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
done.
Show me.
But so
after.
but I don't just want to bring that story up because you did it because it is unbelievable.
I love it.
And we
man.
edited it. We did the final edit together. I say together. We sat together. You edited. I laid on the ground in my kitchen and listened to you talk, and then threw ideas out to you.
Yeah, I'm
But
glad we can do stuff like that.
dude, it
though.
was so much,
Yeah.
dude. To do that edit together, like I don't think anything we ever do together. I don't want to close the process like that of doing the actual edit together because there was so much like that nuance in the edit that's like had we not been sitting there talking through it together I think us talking through it together took you an extra 2 hours to do the edit.
Yeah,
But what it
does.
prevented though was that you edited for 2 hours, you send it back, I watch it, and then I go I don't know,
Yeah, yeah,
and then and it's this back and forth, and we do 6 cuts,
yeah.
and it takes you double the time what it
Yeah.
took that day.
I
But-
work with clients and stuff all the time, and that's the thing. I always like.
100%.
I'd rather hop on a call and like you walk me through your thoughts on the
Yeah.
first cut before I get into.
And like we're fortunate
4 or 5
that we're
cuts.
friends too, so like we've got the rapport. And,
Huge plus.
And so, but it's like there were so many little details that like
Yeah.
as we were editing that, I'm like, "Yo, what do you think if?" And you're like, "Oh yeah," and we were on the same page on everything.
Yeah.
And so, but all of that to say, it's like you had already shot, cut, edited a video
Mm-hmm.
for us for that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't want to get it. We won't get into semantics of it, but it's like we had some structural things change, some within Greenhouse, when we were starting it, and I told you, I was like, "Hey, like, this is what's going on, you know, like, some people that we're gonna be part aren't gonna be part, all this stuff." And you said, "Alright, we need to reshoot the video then."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "What?" And you said, "Doesn't make sense." I was like, "Dude, you've already given me a day of your life for the video, plus the 3 calls we had leading up to it, plus the edits after." And I'm like, "I know you, I know how much you have going on." I'm like, "We don't need to do that." And you're like, "No, it doesn't make sense to run it the cut we have. We're gonna start from scratch and redo the whole thing. And also, I think, like, we can nail it better." And, like, the first video was good. The second video, like, we finished shooting and looked at each other and like, "This is a million times more us
It's
and more
more
on
what you
brand."
wanted for a greenhouse.
Yeah,
Like, what
yeah,
the way I think about stuff like that is, like, I I didn't used to feel this way, but because I was young
sure.
and had more ego, and
Oh, for
I'm
sure. Yeah,
trying to,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
No, I get
definitely
that.
still have ego, but
I
it's,
do
like,
too.
trying to strip that back, and the more I just think about my work, I'm like, well, everything I make, there's gonna be an end product, regardless if they pay me a lot or they don't pay me a lot, or regardless if I like the concept or if I do like the concept, the product is still
Yeah,
going to be there,
yeah, right.
and I'm like, that product is still mine. 'Cause I
Yeah,
signed on
it's
to the
still your name.
project.
It's
I
still your
still
name.
signed
Yeah,
on to
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
project. The product's gonna be there. It's like, I don't wanna spend if I'm dedicating what I do and my talents to God, none of that should be wasted time.
Yeah, for sure.
And so,
You never wanna mail it in.
I don't
And I
wanna
don't
just
and I
mail
don't
it in.
and
It's
I
like,
never get that vibe with you. It's like, and I think this is why you and I work well together when we've done projects, is like, there was so much there was so much stuff even in the cut we did where we could have mailed it in. And we could have, like, there was, like, little things. Like, I remember to the point where, um, we were going to we were done. We were watching the final cut to export it,
mhm,
and you go, "Oh, something's off." And you
mhm,
stop, you go back and you tweak it. And I told this story on the podcast somewhere along the lines, but it's like when the reason all of that saying is like, I remember I filmed at the time I called it episode 0. It was the first episode of this podcast.
yeah,
It was a solo episode, and I recorded a 45-minute episode,
mhm,
and I was ready to post it. And I got about a week or 2 out from when we were gonna release it, and I just was thinking about, like, what I'd said, the tone I said things, how it could come across, and I said, "Nope."
yeah.
And I deleted it, and I started from scratch.
Reshot it with the person?
No, it was a solo. So it was
Oh,
just
just
me.
re-edited it.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Oh, it
I
was you, it was
reshot the
you.
whole
Oh, got
solo
you,
episode.
got you.
All to say because, like, I didn't wanna mail it in.
Yeah, no,
Like, I
dude.
didn't wanna just, like,
For what
put it out there
reason?
because I'd done it and it was good enough. Like, I wanted it because I cared so much that the pilot episode of just me like, felt and sounded right.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I
it's like,
mean?
I
And I
always think
think
of
you're
it's
the
like,
same
yeah,
way
I am
in
100%.
creation.
For what reason do I have to put out something that is not look, sometimes you do have to let things go, whether it be resources or
Yeah, sure.
time
Well,
or
there's
priorities,
a
but,
line
like,
in it between, like, doing your best versus not nitpicking and being
yeah.
overly analytical. Does
Yeah,
that make
being a
sense?
perfectionist to the
Yeah,
point of
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
putting anything out is antithetical to what we're preaching about here.
100% of
But,
the
like,
freedom of creation.
yes,
Yeah.
but, like, if I can do anything within the parameters that are set for me to make it better, why not do it?
Yeah, agreed.
Because the why I should do it, the reason I should do it outweigh the why not.
Yep.
Like, if it's like, yo, there's a glitch, there's like you stuttered over a word and we have an alternative take and we're about to export it.
Yep.
It's like, do we have an alternative take? Yes. How long is it gonna take?
Yep.
2 minutes to fix.
Yep.
Like, we've already exported it. It takes 30 minutes to export all the videos and upload them.
Yep.
It's like, cool. Well, like, all right, well, it'd be different if it was like, yo, man, we got a lot of shoots this week. We're gonna
Yep.
need to reshoot it to get that word
Yep.
fixed.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, maybe we can post it, right?
Yep.
Because now we don't have time to do this.
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
need to
yeah.
get it out.
Yeah.
But at this moment, it's like, just go back in,
Yeah, just
dedicate another
tweak it.
40 minutes to it.
Yeah.
It's gonna suck. You're gonna be 40 minutes
Well,
behind today.
Yeah,
But like,
at
just
the
get
end
it
of
done because you fixed that now,
yeah,
and
it
you can
takes
leave
you
with
2 minutes to fix a minor
yes. And the truth
problem.
is, Jake, it's like people. Yeah, I hear this all the time. Like, oh, no one's gonna notice that. I hate when people say that. It's like one of my worst things. I get on set sometimes, and
Yeah.
people will be like, Well, they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, we forgot to put the continuity." We'll be like, "We forgot to put the cup here and this and that," and someone will go, "No one will notice that. Let's just roll it because we need to get going." And I'm like,
No,
it's not
people
about no
yeah.
one will know. That's the thing about being. I always equate everything to my faith
Yeah, sure.
because it's the highest priority in my life, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
My
right.
relationship with Jesus, and I'm
Yeah.
like, the idea of having a divine authority in your life always keeps you on your toes,
Yeah.
like, and so if I'm living my life with the idea that Jesus notices,
Mm.
then everything under that
Sure.
must follow
Sure.
that rubric, right? And so even in this example, I'm like, yeah, they won't notice, but, like, I am still left with the burden of understanding I skipped something because of whether I was too lazy to fix it
Yeah.
or I didn't think it was that important, and when it is important and,
Yeah.
like, these
Wha
little it's like
if
I'm just
it's
being it's like I am yeah, they won't notice, but I'm noticing, so and I have the authority and
yeah.
the power and the time to fix it right now, let's just do it.
Yeah. When
Like
especially in your position, like on a shoot, when someone's
yeah.
like, "Oh, the cup's out of place," something, and I've been on shoots with you
Mhm.
and see, like, the way you manage, that authority in a healthy way. But
'Cause all the time you can't be yelling at people or
no,
you can't
and
be
I don't
like
think you do,
yeah.
like, and the I mean, now granted, I haven't been on every shoot with you.
Nah, I wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I
I've
know.
had moments that I'm disappointed in, but, like,
Oh, for yeah, we
I'm
all do
definitely
that.
not yeah, I'm not a
Well,
jerk. I'm
but
trying not to be at least.
I like what you're saying, like that scenario, like I equate it to like when you're picking up, like what if when I'm like at home, like my house, I'm walking through the house and I see a piece of trash on the floor.
Mhm.
Like I I don't know that I can just leave it sitting there
Mhm.
and be like, "Oh, I'll come back to it," or
Yeah.
anything like that, like out in
Yeah.
public, like, and that's such a minor thing.
It's
But,
not though.
like
It has
but
bigger
yeah, right,
implications.
but I think of, like, the you know, what's the old, if you're too big to do something small, you're too small to do anything at all or something like that.
Mhm.
And so I just think about that, though, and I think of it in the same scenario like you're talking about. It's like these minor things, and, you know, like, for us, faith is a big part of our lives, and, like, like and it flows into what we do and how we
Yeah.
handle situations or attempt to at least,
Yeah.
to our best. But I think that's so interesting, though, when you talk about, like, because we were just talking about that before, because like, something that no one will notice on our episodes. I say no one. You probably notice it, but you probably if you don't have an eye for it, you don't realize, like, all of the color settings for
Yeah.
most of the episodes up through,
Yeah.
like, episode 10 or 11 are
Yeah.
different. Some of it's different because we shot in different locations, but, like, once we got down here, like, it took us a
Mhm.
while. It took you coming over, dialing in the camera
Yeah.
settings and the light settings for me, for us to get the everything to the like, right.
Here's the
And
thing is
that
yeah.
drives me insane.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Here's the thing is, like, yes, that 1 or 2 details,
Yeah,
the consumer of the art won't notice,
for sure.
but they do notice the sum of attention to detail.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And so the
Right, that
sum
makes
of the
sense.
detail is, like, what the art form ends up being.
Yep.
And so, like, people do see the difference between Nolan films and whatever
Yeah.
other films that
Right.
aren't as
George Lucas.
what other
Yeah,
films that might
whoever.
not be as detailed or like,
Yeah.
obviously, like, the fact that Nolan's films are so grand and stuff, and they're still using practical effects for a lot
Yeah.
of it, and they're still selling out theaters and, like, being the best and most favorited movies of all
It's
time. It's like
insane. The dude's a
compared to, like,
is
people who are just, like,
brilliant.
fully CGI, like,
Yeah.
nothing, like, it's The Rock jumping from building to building. It's like, the fact that people notice that is look, there is a argument that, like, Nolan's just a better director, which he more than likely is, but there's also this
Yeah.
idea that, like, it it's the sum of all the things in
The
which he puts
sum of
detail
all the
in
detail, yeah.
that people notice. It,
Yeah.
like, all accumulates
And
into
it's
this one
subconscious.
giant, yeah, "Oh, this is great.
Well,
This
you
is
know
greatness."
what's
You know what I
funny
mean?
about you talking about CGI? Roman and I will, like, watch old movies or something,
Mhm.
and or be watching movies, and he doesn't understand the concept of CGI.
Whoa,
So,
because it's so good now? Or
no.
he just doesn't?
Let me hold
Okay,
on.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, you're good. So he'll see something like you're watching Star Wars,
Yeah.
and there's the fighter scenes where they're, in the galactic outer space, and they're shooting stuff, and he'll go, "That's AI." So his
Wow.
brain equates everything that can't actually be done to AI. So I'm like, "Well, actually, dude, that's CGI, and they basically act everything out in front of a green screen, and then they're able to then, you know
Composite everything in the
yeah,
frame.
and, like, on the
Extremely
because
detailed
yeah, I'm like, then
animators,
on the
yeah.
back end and the post-production, they're able to create what you see. So, no, it's not AI.
Yeah.
But it's isn't that crazy, though? It's like the world he's growing up in,
That's
everything that
unbelievable. That kind of
isn't
yeah.
real in his brain is AI.
Well, you know what's funny about that
Where it's
is
like but not many movies though are using AI to generate product.
no, they're not.
Like
No.
it's still like that's what's
But they
interesting is
will,
like
and the
they
fact
will
that
for
he
sure.
said that is, like, kinda even crazier to me because that's not even an experience I've had an opportunity of hearing yet.
Yeah.
So the fact that you shared that with me is, like, making it more firm to me that, like and it doesn't bother him.
No. He just
To
goes,
us,
"Oh."
we're a lot of people in our industry are bothered by it.
So
But to him, he's like, "Oh, AI just made a cool movie."
before we get deeper into like the weeds of this
Yeah.
conversation, tell me a little bit about like what you actually do because like I mean not everybody here knows.
Yeah.
And so like I'd love for you to kind of get into talk through a little bit of like what it is you get paid to do and then you just start with that and
Sure.
we'll go from there.
So I am it's funny, like, it's sometimes hard to describe, but I essentially am just in video production.
Yeah.
And so
And I'm going to interrupt you. Sorry, I
yeah, go
shouldn't,
ahead.
but I'm going to. You're the best like videographer, cinematographer that I know
Oh, I appreciate that, dude,
because like,
seriously.
and I don't know many. So like, but
No,
of
I
the
appreciate
products
it.
I see, like you are so not far from doing because like your desire isn't to is to be in like true cinema world,
Truly.
like creating movies, producing, like
Or
directing,
at least,
all of that.
adjacent to that, which,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
maybe like TV
Sure.
or commercials at that level or
Yeah,
something.
but so it's like
Or my
the
own version of
if
that,
you
yeah.
so if you want to see like evidence of his product, what he does, go to Greenhouse Media on YouTube, or you can go to I think our Instagram is Greenhouse Media. Like stop, pause the episode for a second, go watch the video that he posted or that he did with us. Like that is
I appreciate it,
like
bro.
so like before we posted that video, I've got a buddy who's in the cinema world or media video world, and I was
Good.
telling him his name's Trevor George.
Got you.
He's a freak too. Like, dude's so freaking talented.
Mhm.
He's in like he's in a different niche
Yeah.
than you're in. And he does more like brand specific promo commercial
Yeah, yeah,
stuff. He's
yeah.
working with
Tight.
this farm called like Bison Ridge Ranch, I think's the name or something like now, doing
Sounds like
stuff.
a fun gig already,
Bro,
though.
he's dude, dude's unbelievably talented.
Yeah.
But so I told him we were shooting this and whatnot, and I sent him like some of your stuff, and he's like, "Holy crap!"
He likes it? Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Hey, we
dude's
got the videographer approval, bro.
yeah. But
Like,
so
that's a hard thing to get sometimes.
so like I interrupted you talking through what you're doing, but it's like you genuinely like you know me enough to know that I'm just not just gonna blow smoke up your ass.
Mhm.
Like you're a freak at
I
what you do,
appreciate it.
and
I
like I've
appreciate it,
seen you
man.
in your element doing it too.
Yeah, I do. I really appreciate it, and it means the world when you say stuff like that because I mean, artists struggle with this, but I specifically like still am on this like other side of the or on one side of the wall where it's like I'm still very insecure about my place in like that world
Oh
because
yeah, I get it. I
amongst my
understand.
peers,
Yeah.
I don't see myself like that, you know? Like
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
amongst my like there's some obviously like there's some people I look up to that are I mean outside of like unobtainable, not unobtainable, but success that is like
Yeah.
everyone knows about, which is like movies, right?
Yeah.
But there's some people even in my circle that I'm like, man, they're like they're like way further. And but then I like I've been getting on this other side of this thing, but trying to like keep my the reins pulled in.
Yeah.
But like I'm starting to get on the other side of that wall, which is like, no, like you can do anything you put your mind to
Yeah.
because
Do you
you're
feel like
created in his image and he's what he made you to do. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to
Yeah.
get through that. Like
do you feel like though that is like the journey of every artist and creator of any capacity of like they all feel behind and they all feel like
I think it's
like and behind maybe isn't the right way to describe it, but it's like they all feel this sense of someone is so much better than me and then have this internal struggle of like, am I going to make it? Like I have that
the
in the world of this podcast.
I
you know?
think there's a lot of different ways. Like it's hard to just say yes, that's every journey, but like
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of different ways in which art can
Does that make sense though?
100%. And now, obviously, I think there's all different types of artists. Like you got the Kanyes in the world who like are fully affirmed in their abilities, right?
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
super egotistical, narcissistic, and then you got people like the Van Goghs. I'm going in two different directions, right? You
Yeah,
got
no, I know.
egotistical
Yeah, yeah,
narcissism,
yeah.
and then you
I know
got
what you
Van Gogh who like lived an entire life making art.
Yeah.
no validation, no affirmation, and then died, never knowing that his art was
Never
ever the
knowing.
greatest artist,
Yeah.
great art in the world, and
That they're
so
gonna put in the lure and call it art. That's one of my
exactly,
favorite
right? And so those
sayings.
are 2 different types of those are like this at both
Or
sides
the
of the
I said the
spectrum.
lure, I think it's the Lou, whatever.
Louvre.
The Louvre.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I was close.
Yeah, you were close. It is
I'm
kinda
from
lore, it has some
I'm
lore
from
too,
West
though.
Virginia.
But, in the middle is like you have especially with modern day media, it's like so I think I fit somewhere in the the place where it's like, uh, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make money from this, and I think it's important for every artist to learn how to create without the expectation of creating as a job or
Yeah, yeah,
creating
yeah, yeah. You have to
for
I
return.
do think there's such, like, a genuine piece to any creation and any job of, like,
Mhm.
are you willing to do it and spend an insane amount of time doing it and not get paid?
Well, that's called love,
Yeah,
like,
like,
I don't
do
get paid to
you
love my
genuinely
fiancée,
love it? Yeah,
you know what I
for
mean? I don't get
sure,
anything
bro.
in return other than, like, the value that she provides as
Oh,
a
you're going
woman
to,
and,
though.
like, love to me and this
You're
and that.
going to.
That's crazy.
Pause.
That's crazy, bro.
Pause. You gotta be
No, but
married.
no, but,
Hush.
like, yeah, I'm excited.
What do you want me to say?
It's true, I'm excited
Yeah,
for
I'm
everything that
excited
marriage
for you.
brings,
I'm excited
but
for you. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
I think
That's
for me,
awful. I'm
like,
sorry, Kevin. That's terrible.
she's gonna be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
That's how she sounds too, but
Yeah,
no,
she does.
I think, like, when you create art for a purpose, and that purpose is defined by you as
Mhm.
an artist,
Yeah.
but when you create art for a purpose, anything outside of that outweighs or it doesn't outweigh that purpose. So, like, for
Sure.
me, it's like I want to affect people in a positive way and
Mhm.
somehow, like, find a way to, like, bridge the gap between the gospel of Jesus
Yeah.
Christ and the best art in the world that I like and the
Mhm.
style I like it,
Mhm.
which I won't get into what that is, but it's like I do there's a way to do that, right?
Right.
There's a reason that Shawshank Redemption or Forrest Gump or some of these movies are just absolute classics.
Yeah.
Like, these are,
Could
like, classic
do you
classics.
think as a cinematographer, that's what I'm gonna call you for the sake of
Yeah.
clarity. Do you think like those movies, like, you think Remember the Titans, like movies that aren't that old,
Yeah.
but are older, do you think those guys they set out to whether it's the studio, the director, the script writers, whoever it is, like all the people in the know and in the decision-making process. Like, let's say 3 movies, let's say Shawshank, Forrest Gump, Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
All 3 different eras, but similar eras. Do you think when they set out to make those, they knew what we're creating will be timeless and will live beyond
Well, I think you said Shawshank, Forrest Gump, and
and Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans. I definitely think so I'm a huge Stephen King fan,
'Kay.
and so I definitely think Shawshank, they probably knew that because Stephen King wrote that story, and it was
Yeah.
already pretty popular.
Yeah.
Um, but, for the other ones I don't know, I think we're all just trying to make good art, and so I think look, they had some really tight scripts. The fact that it even
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
made
yeah.
at those Shawshank's a big budget, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that thing is huge,
Yeah.
and Forrest Gump is huge too.
Yeah.
It's like and they had, like, top tier cast, and
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think I think Shawshank was Frank Darabont, I believe, who did,
Okay.
like, a lot of he, like, did the, uh Frank Darabont is a GOAT, bro.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of good classic movies and a lot for Stephen King.
Well,
But I just think, like, I really think that they're just trying to I think they knew they had a good movie on their hands.
yeah,
I think it's really hard to predict whether you're gonna have an instant classic
for sure.
because those are, like, staples, bro. They're gonna be remembered,
Yep. And
like you
and I
said.
think those 3 movies we're talking about are all different genre of type of
Let
movie.
me ask you this, Home Alone, right?
Yeah.
Is easily probably the most popular classic that'll ever exist.
You think
Becau
so?
No, it got voted the best movie of all time.
Home Alone
Or it
did?
got voted best Christmas movie of all time, but you gotta think about Home Alone. It, uh it's associated with Christmas, which is
Yeah.
everyone's favorite holiday,
Yeah.
and it's an extremely popular movie. It's going to live forever. I think it's gonna live forever as much as, like I think Home Alone and, uh, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer are in the same category. Like, they're in
That's
history,
so
bro.
interesting to me because, like, Home Alone isn't in my top 5.
Well, now, let's say this, though.
I'm a
Let's
niche
talk about
Christmas
I'm
guy,
about to
bro.
say you're a huge Christmas guy, like, to the
Yeah.
point where it's like,
It's
like,
part of my
you consume
identity.
Christmas and take it in, like,
Yeah.
4 or 5 months early, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But, like, to most people, Home Alone is like
Which is so
Home Alone's just like, "Oh, yeah, Christmas. That's Christmas."
But you think about though, it's like to me, like, if you're gonna go that era of time, like, the Santa Claus is more definitive of Christmas than Home Alone.
Well, that's the thing
And
is
they
like what
came
now
out
you're
2
talking about
years
what
away from
defines a
each other.
classic though. Like
Yeah, right.
this
Like,
is where we
that's
start to really talk about
and
that.
that's what's so
And that's why I don't know if
interesting
it's
to me.
predictable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I guess that is what's interesting to me, and, like, when it comes to movie like, so, like, a movie that to me is timeless, and I think has far outlived its potentially predictable lifespan and is more popular than maybe they ever planned for it to,
Mhm.
and the Christmas film was Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
The budget of that movie was
Yeah.
not large. I mean, it was
I don't know if
big.
I've seen that, bro.
You've never seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? Like, it was a big budget,
How's
but
it
it
go?
wasn't
What's the story again?
with, with Chevy Chase where all their family comes.
Dog. You know, I'm actually pretty green in Christmas movies. That's why I know you're gonna not like that, but I just like watched a lot. Me, my like I mean,
I
obviously
can't, like,
I should have seen those, but
that
it's just
movie
me and my dad didn't. I didn't have my family didn't really do Christmas movies like that. That's the only reason.
and there are I guess that is, like, the other niche side of this conversation too is, like, when it comes to the classics and, like, Home Alone, which, like, it's, like, there's no disrespect to, like, Macaulay and Home Alone and that, like, it is I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
unbelievable movie.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not in my top 5. It's top 10 for sure, both
Yeah.
of them are. But, like,
What,
there's a
what do you
lot
think
of
defines
families
them then? What
defines
makes
the classic?
defined like okay? Let's just go.
So you
Let's
know
keep
what
on the
does it?
same
Okay.
subject. Let's take Christmas Vacation. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And Home Alone. Oh, let's not even say Home Alone because it's not in here. But let's take like the Santa Claus.
You wanna hear my top 5?
and then yeah, and then why they are
Yeah.
the classics. Get like some parameters that you think helps them fit into that category. Because that's what we're trying to define here. Is like
What we're trying to find, like,
because I think I
what
have my
constitutes a
ideas.
movie becoming a classic.
Yeah, and
So
look, the
I think
Christmas thing is a little. I'll be honest. Christmas is a little cheap
It's
because it is
yeah.
associated with a holiday
Correct.
that makes everybody feel good.
Yeah, I mean, and so I think to me, if you define a classic, for me, I think one is time. I don't think, like, a movie that came out 2 years ago can be like, I don't know that, what was Nolan's, Interstellar?
It's not, bro.
It's not a classic.
It's an incredible movie, and I think for people who are interested to like slightly like I'm not even you have to be super into film, but if you're slightly just a movie buff,
Yeah,
like your Interstellar is great.
but I think,
right,
like, I don't you take storyline away, I don't think it's old enough.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight is on the cusp of
Dark Knight's, but there's because I would say I don't even say it's on the cuff. Dark Knight, something about
yeah, it makes it a classic.
like you said, something about the time it was released,
Yeah,
the level of which it was, the
Yeah.
association with Heath Ledger and his death,
100%.
all
And I
those
think
things
so
make it a
if Heath
classic.
Ledger doesn't die, does that movie
Yes.
become known as the same tier of classic, or do you think that propelled it at an earlier stage to because I do think Dark Knight is arguably Nolan's best movie.
Yes, the thing about Dark Knight is that it without I think it does even without Heath Ledger's death, it would still be a classic. I think what it is there's like a combination of when it was released, the values incorporated,
Yeah.
right, and then the social enigma that it became.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
the
I mean,
social enigma part is the one
it
that's
is an
most broad
unbelievably
and
rewatchable
unpredictable
movie.
for me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. You can watch it every single time, but like Shawshank, Remember the Titans, you named some good ones. Forrest Gump,
Yeah.
like those are. There's other ones. There's tons of classics. but,
There's
like,
a
those.
bunch. Yeah.
It's the moral compass that the movie like takes on.
Yeah, and I think too, it's like, is it niche demographic based? Does that make sense?
What do you mean?
Like, does it appeal to the broad spectrum of all race?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It has to. It has to. So I mean, like, okay, take Queen and I'm tripping right now. Queen, Mamma Mia, Mamma Mia. What's the
I'm sorry.
It's like the greatest song of all time.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian. I blanked on the name.
Yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
I was trying to figure out what you were talking about.
Yeah,
for a
my
second.
bad.
Yeah, I'm with you. No.
I just blanked on the lyrics
No,
and
I'm
stuff.
with
But
you.
like,
Yeah.
So take that and take like, because that's a classic song. Everyone knows
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
What it is,
Don't
dude.
Stop
It's,
Believing. You look at that.
Yes.
That's you know what I mean? Like
it
that's a song
applies.
that
Michael Jackson did
everybody
that a
knows.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It applies to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody can watch Remember the Titans and be like, oh yeah, like these
Do you
people.
know
Like,
what's nuts?
what?
Remember the Titans never won any award.
Crazy.
Not a
Unbelievable.
single one.
Classic movie. You had the
Denzel's one of the greatest.
someone who
actors
was like
ever.
dealing with sexuality issues. You had black and white issues. You
Yeah.
had sports,
Sunshine.
bro. Yeah, it was
Sunshine.
camaraderie. And I think
death.
Remember the Titans, death. Remember the Titans maybe is like a little lower on the thing, right? But when you take
Yeah,
like something like Forrest Gump,
yeah.
like if we're talking like potentially the most popular, most
Jedi.
successful, most broad movies of all times,
Yeah, that's in there.
Forrest Gump, you have a protagonist who is already perceiving the world from the eyes of someone we immediately like because
Yeah,
he's like the perfect unbiased because he is on the spectrum,
yeah.
right? And so he's unbiased because he's learning good and bad.
From a different
We're following him and
interpretation.
he's learning good and bad like a kid. And
Yeah,
we already think we know the answers to that. So everything that happens to him,
yeah,
we're applying a certain level of morality on those people because Forrest Gump is an unbiased, unshaped force
yeah.
all throughout the
That's so
movie,
interesting.
right?
Well,
And so what happens in that movie is you learn more about humanity
yeah, 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 right.
through the
Through
eyes
the
of
eyes of
Forrest Gump.
yeah.
And it like that movie, it just does it so perfectly. And
It's
but
so
here's the thing, Jake.
wild.
Here's the thing about Forrest Gump that makes it great. I say all that, right?
Yeah.
You learn about what happens and what to people and humanity and the time periods, this and that, when things happen. But then there's a point in which the movie where it changes.
Mhm.
Because if you remember, spoilers, if you haven't seen it, crazy if you haven't seen it, but
That's crazy if you
like
haven't seen it.
there's a point in the movie where Forrest Gump no longer accepts just being the receiver of good and evil. And he becomes a person who is now, I'm going to act in a way that is with the good. So he
Yeah.
eventually, like Jenny, he's had enough.
Yep.
So he goes and runs.
Yep.
And then eventually, like, he finds healing through that.
Yep.
But then in the movie, he becomes a
Then he
father,
stops
right?
running.
And you start to see, like, yeah, he stops running. He's like, I'm just tired of doing it.
Yeah, it's
But
wild.
like you see that eventually, like he's shaped so much throughout the movie. But guess what? What's the most famous quote of the movie?
I don't know. I got you. As soon as you say it, I'm
This
getting
whole
it.
time we spend this time with this character, right?
Yeah.
He's an unbiased receiver
Yeah.
of good and evil. We place upon the morals framework around the world
Yeah.
with Forrest Gump's eyes. But in the movie, though, who teaches us something? Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
He goes, "Life is like a box of
Oh,
chocolates,"
yeah, 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 yeah.
right? And he teaches us in that moment, like that, like you kind of take the good with the bad,
Yeah.
and like you never know what
Which
you're gonna get. And like life
it
is very like it's very like put your hand in a pot of unknown things and see
yeah,
what you pull out. But
and
in
so you
the
pull out
end,
and you
still
have no
choose
control
good.
over it. Yeah.
I cooked on that.
No, yeah, I agree. Well, so but I think the conversation of classic is so interesting to me from the standpoint of that I like we just kind of got into it, but it's like it's so much personal perspective. So
Yeah.
like you asked like what to me dictates Christmas movies becoming a classic or not. I think time is one. And like cuz and we just got into some of that.
Yeah.
So it's like
Modern day Christmas movie that's classic? I don't even know about.
I
Which
don't
one?
know that they're really like well
Yeah.
one there's not really any great Christmas movies in my opinion. And I think I'm licensed to
Great in
discuss it.
general?
And no, hold on. I don't
Oh,
think there's any great Christmas movies that have come out since 2008,
that's tragic.
9-ish.
Seriously?
I'm serious, bro. If you go like there is movies that have come out like some like but they're not
Tragic,
like
bro.
I think part of it too is like what one thing that makes a Christmas movie great, and this is part of it's the season and like when you think of Christmas, what do you think of? You think family, you think togetherness, you think
Santa Claus.
yeah, you think Santa, you think joy,
Jesus.
hope,
Yeah.
peace, all of these things. And so I think like some of the Christmas movies that have come out, like Bad Moms Christmas, hilarious. Is that a family Christmas movie? Like Tori and I are not going to sit down and watch that with Roman and Harv.
Mhm.
Like, that's just it's not one of those types of movies.
Yeah.
So like I mean, I started looking it up one day and I think Christmas like I would love for a studio to create to I think some of it is in my opinion of why there's not been any great Christmas movies is if you think back to the 90s and you had Christmas movies like The Santa Clauses, one of the three of them came like with Tim Allen came out in 94, 96.
Mhm.
Both of Home Alone 1 and 2 came out in the 90s. And there's a lot of other like great ones in that time frame too.
Yeah.
But like in that early 2000s, you had movies like Christmas with the Cranks with Tim Allen,
Yeah.
Deck the Halls. You had Santa Claus 2 and 3. You had Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn. You had Fred Claus. There was a unrefined aspect to the creation of the allure of Santa. I think we've gone too high end and it's too realistic.
Dang, bro.
So did like if you so case in point, Disney Tim Allen partnered with Disney to bring
Yeah.
back the Santa character in a series called The Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
It's too real. There's too much realism in it. There's
What do you
not
mean by that? What, give me an
like
example.
it feels fake. Like if you think back to like you watch Santa Claus 1, everything in that movie felt like a real place.
Yeah.
Like the North Pole felt real.
Well,
As a
the
kid
thing about
especially,
the
too.
thing is like it felt like a real place, but it also kind of like it felt like a real
But it
place that you
felt-
go
but
to,
there
but
was-
it's still larger than life.
Correct, exactly.
Like the Grinch
And
in Whoville.
The
Yeah.
Grinch, another
Yeah, I know
another
exactly what you
example of
mean.
like I hope to God that they make a Grinch 2 with Jim Carrey. My fear is that because everything is so advanced.
Yeah.
You're going to lose that allure and that unrefined fantasy that exists in a place called Whoville. You know what I mean?
You're also speaking to the magic of cinema, like kind of losing its flair in this new style.
I do think it has. It's like because everything now and like I'm not overly interested in cinema in this current state because all of the stories are sci-fi, end of world. They're like I don't
Well,
know.
it's like we're in
There's
a darker
shift.
place where we're trying to like so what you're talking about. I definitely love cinema in mostly all
For
eras,
sure.
right? But like there's a specific era that did it really well.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about was the era of like really like the 80s to like maybe 20
mid 2000s.
Exactly.
2010. Yeah.
This is an era in which
I agree. I was going to say the same thing.
Before we got into the weeds of like so everything has to be like I would say it like this, a lot of modern day movies have abandoned the theatrical aspect of it. What I mean by that is like
I understand that.
Yes, it's like The Grinch is like
is a sense of that it's theater.
It's
and
theater.
It's not just production.
It's not just production. It's like they're playing these crazy characters, right? Wacky, like But now it's like everything has to be like, yo, this is a former prostitute, and she's like learning how to get her way back out of it. And it's like, like those stories deserve to be told, but it's like, or let's take something a little bit more positive. It's like you have a comedy movie, but it's like the reason that like Step Brothers is so funny, and is because it's like those characters aren't real.
Yep, right.
Those guys don't exist.
Yeah. I don't
relate to the bad.
It's a narrative that you can picture, but it's not real life.
It's not real, bro. Tropic Thunder, those people don't exist.
No, but it's
like
so funny.
It's so funny, bro. Like it's because it's hilarious because it's like, yo, that guy's wearing blackface, but like he's freaking like Robert Downey Jr. is so funny in it, and it's like, yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Look how much of an idiot he's being. This person doesn't exist. The Office, those guys don't exist.
Yeah.
Like, but they exist in exist in environments that resemble the real world.
Yes, correct.
But in modern day, it's like, yo, let's actually put like a real Nashville bachelor party out there, and they're gonna be telling Gen Z jokes.
Yeah.
I hear like that's not funny to me. Like I want to go to the movies because I want to laugh at some like stupid people.
Yeah, it's
like
I think
we've lost that a
has
little bit.
made movie and cinema so attractive for so long was it wasn't real, but it felt real, and it was an escape to a world that you could picture yourself in.
Exactly.
And I think that is to go back to like the Christmas, and we'll put a bow on that. But like I think that to me is what made Christmas movies in the like you think, oh, hold on, my dad's calling. We're gonna get the story.
Let's go.
What are you doing? I'm in the middle of recording a podcast, so you're gonna be in the middle of this podcast, and I have a question. True or false? The name Law comes from one of our ancestors. His last name was not Law, but he signed the Declaration of Independence and changed his name to Law. I told you, bro. There's 10% of me that believes him, and 90% that thinks he's full of it.
For sure.
Is that true? Yes. You told me. Yeah. But this is what I was told by you, and you're telling me that my dad would lie to me? that you're in the CIA. Well, Dad, there's a lot of things that could be said. I texted you before Christmas and said, I have a friend here. And he
Right, we need receipts,
I'm doing
Jay.
it
We
right
need
now.
receipts because
I'm
Jake's
doing it
been
right
going
now.
lying.
I'm doing it right now. And I literally, we are in the middle of recording a podcast, and all of this is staying in. Where's it at?
Oh, you have it like that. You have it on hand. Okay.
Here we go. My great-grandfather worked with John Hancock to write the Declaration of Independence. You said decoration. That's why I couldn't find it. They called him lawman, and it stuck. Have been law ever since. Also, I said, you're insane. You said, prove me wrong. I said what I said, and I don't stutter. Dad, I just live in a world where my father wouldn't lie to me. Which uncle? Okay, that uncle. I don't think I have either one of your brother's cell phone numbers. Let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
All right, well, okay. That's all I needed. You're ridiculous. All right, love you, Pops. I'll call you later.
Dude, your dad seems cool, dude.
Bro, he's a mess.
How
You
old
gotta
is he?
meet him. Let's see, he was born in 68. He'll be 56 or
Gotcha.
58 this year.
We both have young parents, which is good.
Yeah.
My dad's
do.
51.
Yeah, my mom's 50. What year? 54. She'll be 54 this year. So
Nice,
yeah,
let's
she's
go.
young. I don't know that I should say it on podcast, but whatever. But okay, so back
Your
to
mom's
the
like,
back
"What
to
the
the
heck,
Christmas
dude?"
conversation.
Yeah.
She'll be like, you just out of how old I am, whatever,
Right.
dude. I feel like that's like a weight thing too. You're not supposed to say how old women are, but I'm like, I don't why.
I mean,
It's life.
just-
So
yeah, it's getting old.
yeah.
Y'all are old now.
So he's some old heads. So, but I think, like, let me give you my top 5 Christmas movies.
Yep.
And I do a 1A, 1B, 3 because 1A and 1B, it's the same conversation for me. 1A and 1B is Christmas Vacation and It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
Those are like those two. White Christmas.
Of course, you would like White Christmas.
Dude, that movie's
Yeah.
with Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye,
Bill Cosby?
Bing Crosby.
Oh,
I said Bing Crosby, not
Gotcha.
Bill Cosby.
I was like, what? I never
Rip.
seen this movie.
Yeah, rip. And then that's 1, 2, 3. This is when it gets a little hard for me in this conversation because I don't know if you've ever seen the Christmas movie I'll Be Home for Christmas with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. It
I
came out in
haven't.
98.
Bro, I'm like
I
the
think.
last person to know
Okay.
Christmas movies. I need to lock in.
So it is a true classic to me, but it's like a niche classic.
Yeah.
So like that though is part of this conversation when it comes to classics, in cinema, is that so much of is a movie a classic or not is personal interpretation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, it is.
But-
well, kind of, right?
You
like,
know?
I mean, a classic.
You know
I
what?
mean, especially if someone's like, it's an instant classic. Like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
bro.
I was thinking about that earlier. Like,
Yeah.
what defines that?
Yeah.
And I think
a
part of-
some of them are classics. Like, you can't, like, Titanic's a classic because everyone has agreed, kind of without saying it, like, that's one of the best movies ever.
For sure, dude.
Right. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
for sure.
Roman
like,
loves all of the concept of the Titanic. Never seen the movie though, but he thinks
That's
it's so
funny.
nice. I'll just like Harvey will be sitting on my lap, and I'll just like lay
Yeah.
across my lap with his head like resting on his arm, and I'll go, paint me like one of your French girls. And Roman thinks it's so funny,
that's hilarious.
but it's like I'm like also like he's 8, he doesn't need to watch a movie with a pair of tits in it yet.
I
That's
forgot
so
that- I forgot that
crass
scene
to
was in
say.
it.
That is so crass.
it
to
is.
say.
I can't believe that scene was in there now. I
Maybe
think
I'll
about it.
cut that. I probably shouldn't have said
Probably
that.
should. You probably should. Yeah.
But well, let's. And let me round out my top 5.
yeah. I want to hear it.
Oh man, I need to write this down because I feel like I always mix up. You know what's not in my top 5?
What?
Elf. Everyone
Insane.
People, it's
Insane, bro.
insane that it's not in my top 5 or that
Yes.
no, that is not a top 5 Christmas
Bro,
movie,
Elf
dog.
is so funny, bro.
No, it's not, brother. Oh my see, but here's the
Oh
thing.
my
That
gosh.
people call that a classic.
It is.
It's not a classic. You're telling me that is on the same wavelength of a classic as Home Alone? No, as
Christmas
Home Alone.
not as Home Alone, but there's
So
levels to it. You're doing a top 5 as we speak. There's levels to it for sure.
But
the fact that you haven't said Grinch yet is crazy.
No, Grinch is in my top 5.
Dang.
I don't know if it's
The
4
fact you
or
haven't said
5.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
See, that's not a classic. That is a classic, but it's not top 5, dog.
It's not top 5 classics.
No.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
It's not
bro?
top. It's not in my top 5. It's my top 5. It's my damn show.
Okay.
See this
That's
man out of pocket.
unbelievable,
This man
bro.
is out of pocket right now. I don't know which one of us is this man, but one of the two of us is out of pocket. And then I would probably say
The fact that I haven't heard Nightmare Before Christmas is about to piss me off.
bro. No, sir. I would probably say either Santa Claus 1 or 2 is 5. Which one kind of varies. Like I love them both.
Yeah.
I think without 1 there's no 2, so it's hard to put. But like at the same point in time, I think Home Alone 2 is better than Home Alone 1. I think that story is better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also think it's the allure. Like some of that is the allure of Christmas in New York City and
That's the one with the bird lady.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's unbelievable.
Facts.
It's like, but I think what's interesting, like I can understand how, like my list is niche. Like there's a whole sect of population who's never seen It's a Wonderful Life, and if you don't see that when you're a kid,
yeah.
like I don't know as an adult that you like.
Or
but
Scrooge.
there's
What's that
so
one?
much. Scrooge is phenomenal. All of them. Like
Yeah.
there's 6 different iterations.
What's the original?
of it.
What's the original movie called though? It's not just called Scrooge, is it?
No, it's
I'm tripping right now. That's a
no,
classic.
it is called Scrooge is the original.
That's the name of it?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
Ebenezer Scrooge, because that was his name. The Disney version of that's really good. I don't know if you've ever seen it or not.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
animated.
Yes, I have.
Really good.
Yeah, I watched it years ago. I need to go rewatch that.
But so, like, It's Wonderful Life, though. Like, you talk about, like, I think that if you can get, like, some people don't like black and white, which I understand. Like, it's hard to watch, but it's like, you know,
look, bro.
like that movie.
I haven't heard Charlie Brown. I haven't heard Grinch.
Yeah,
I haven't heard.
I did say Grinch.
You haven't named it in your top 5 yet.
Yes,
You
I
said
did.
It says it's in it, and now we're at 4.
Oh, okay, Grinch is 4, and then one of the Santa Clauses is 5.
Oh, okay, got you.
I just don't know. But so, like, It's a Wonderful Life, though.
Charlie Brown?
Yeah, I didn't.
That was the first. They've introduced the first black character sitting at the same table with the people, the kids, bro.
And at the Thanksgiving one, though, right? Or was it the Christmas one?
Oh, it's Thanksgiving. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, see, you throwing shade at me. You don't even have your facts straight. But so with It's a Wonderful Life, it's well, one, it's people don't like some parts of it now. But let me ask you this: when it comes to cinema, do you find it? I think you can speak to this because one,
Okay.
you're a mixed grown man in our current culture, and you're in cinema, so I think you can speak to some of this. I find it interesting the way that in our world today we view life prior, in that we look at everything in hindsight with today's lens. And so there are granted, there are some things in cinema that happened in like that were wrong, like that should not have happened.
Yeah.
But so like there's the scene, so like there's this whole idea in It's Wonderful Life where I've read an article on it like this Christmas where people are upset because I don't know if you've ever seen the movie or not, but so if you haven't, I'm just gonna spoil it. But so like this guy named George Bailey basically wishes that he'd never been born, and then his guardian angel comes in and goes, "Okay, fine, you've never been born. Let's see your life. Let's see what life would look like if George Bailey's never been born."
Yeah.
And so like they basically take him through all these experiences that like how life shifted for all these people in his world because he wasn't there to be the glue that held everything together. And one of them was his wife. She became an old maid, and she never got married. And there's a lot of people that like are upset about it because it's saying that like she never amounted to any like, she had to have a man to amount to anything.
Yeah.
And I think it's a misunderstanding of the story because it wasn't that she had to have a man to become something. It was that she says, like, there's a scene in it where it's like George asks her what she wants, and she's like, I want you. I want you as my husband.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't that like it wasn't that she had to have a man, it was that all she ever wanted was him.
My
And
thing,
so
yeah,
did you know,
yeah.
does that make sense? Does my question
Yes,
make sense? It's
100%.
like,
My
how do you
thing, yeah, they're like judging movies with a modern lens of
Yeah, and so, like
like modern day, like,
yeah, right. So
moral
how do
compass.
you take how do you as a creator,
Yeah.
one, create with the lens of where society is today without fear of where it becomes, but also then be able to look back at things that were and say, okay, there are certain things that happen in certain films
Yeah.
and certain media that's like, we should never have allowed that. That was wrong. But other things of like, we're just viewing it from a lens that we didn't have then.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
Does that
Like,
question make sense at all?
yes, it does. So I think first of all, I would say don't. I don't think I think some studios will probably tell you to do that, but
Yeah.
I feel like if you're an artist and you have the flexibility or the boldness, be bold. Like,
Yeah.
go make the movie you want to make, tell the story you want to tell. Or like the whole idea of art, especially with movies, is to tell human things,
Yeah.
human stories. And so
Yeah.
for me, I'm like,
And so I guess that's what's ironic to me in a sense of like how much we analyze narratives or we analyze old films, movies, shows, whatever it is, through a modern day lens.
well, it's silly because like the amount of kind of correcting we do of past things is so frustrating because the woman in Wonderful Life did the
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
There's probably women working on set.
Yeah.
And so you're placing a moral value on something that probably wasn't more than likely not even placed at the time.
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that the actress who plays that was like, yo, this is very trad wife, is what they're calling it now,
Oh, yeah,
traditional
yeah,
wife.
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
very
right.
traditional woman like
Yeah.
things.
Well,
And it's
and
like, bro, like
that
that's
era,
the
that was the thing,
but it's like, yeah, bro, like, bro,
you know?
but like we that was kind of like that was the thing. It's like nowadays, it's like also some people don't agree with you
Yeah.
either. Like it's
Yeah.
and some people do, and some people don't care.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you feel like you have any reason to tell me how my art should play out at all? Aside from
Interesting.
obvious
For sure.
ones like adding scenes in there that are like completely unnecessary.
Right. Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. I understand what you
that
mean.
glorify certain things. But
Yeah.
like the thing is like, bro, like the I would say if I was making a movie now and I wanted to have a woman like a damsel in distress,
Sure.
some people might go, the woman needs to be in more power. Like,
Yeah.
why is she playing a damsel in distress? We're past that era. Why are we? Can we not? David never makes powerful women in his movies, but I'm like, from a lot of guys' perspective, a lot of guys want to be heroes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and a
yeah,
lot of
you're
guys
right.
want to be heroes for women,
Yeah.
and like we
Sure.
feel that. That's
Yeah.
that's a real man experience. Am I
Yeah.
not allowed to display my experience? A
Yeah.
real man experience is that, and we're not saying like a hero at the expense of your independence.
Yeah,
It's
right.
not. A lot of guys aren't going that way. There are people like that, but like
Yeah.
a lot of guys want like we are the idea of being a savior and like helping and like being a strong hero for people is like we love superhero. It's not like values placed upon us. There's a reason that a little boy takes army men and like shoots up the place with army men and fights, does superhero
Yep.
tactics with his toys.
Yep.
And there's a reason that little girls want to play with Barbie dolls and like it's
Yeah.
like we're built different.
Yeah.
And so
right.
like I'm making a movie because I want to see a knight who's really good at sword fighting, busting heads, fighting like ghouls and monsters.
Yeah.
And then there's a girl, a very beautiful woman in a tower, and like I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
My character's gonna go save her, and he's gonna get the
Yeah.
woman, and like he's gonna be masculine, and she's gonna like all that because she likes masculine stuff, and like she's
Yeah.
gonna want him to provide, and she's gonna be a great wife, and it's like these are
Yeah.
all things that like are. It's like that is one example, right? And that's okay. Why is it not
Yeah.
okay? But it's also okay
Yeah.
if a girl or a boy wants to make a girl who's like beaten butt and like
Yeah.
you know
is the lead.
is the
Yeah.
lead.
And that exists.
Why is it not okay for us to
Yeah.
make the art we want to make?
Yeah.
You know, now look, and it's like pushing certain values. It's like actually no. I think people look. The people who say that are the ones and I'm gonna make a, you know, you can cut this if you want, but
Okay.
I think the people who accuse people of pushing values that they don't agree with are the ones who are always actually doing that.
Sure.
It's like Barbie was, I love that director.
Mhm.
Love her.
Yeah.
Love Lady Bird. Love Little Women.
Yeah.
She's about to do Narnia. But then
Oh,
she
for
did
real?
Barbie.
Yeah.
And Barbie was like shaped out to be a movie. Like Barbie's a staple in children's toys,
Yep.
little girls'
Has been
toys
for
for
decades.
decades. And it's
Yeah.
like the movie had none of the propaganda that was in the film in the trailer. So like all the trailers are coming out and it's like, okay, let's go take our daughters to go see Barbie. Let's go take our little girls to go see Barbie. And then the movie comes out and it's like pushing a bunch of values. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with those values, but
Yeah.
it pushed a lot of values out, and it's like, but you're the people who are what those values are saying that we're the problem. It's like I went to go see a kids movie, I thought, but now
Yeah.
like this has become like a whole different thing, and it's like, yeah, you can make the movie you want to make, but like don't accuse us of doing something that you're not doing because
Mm.
we're both doing it. We're both doing the thing that we believe in this world,
Yeah.
and you're making the art you want to make.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening, and like
So interesting.
in
Like,
art
and it's just
art
interesting to hear these perspectives from you from, like, the creator's perspective, you
You
know?
the people who put why are you putting I had someone in my comments recently, I just commented on something and said, what is this? Oh, I got someone I can't remember what the video was about, but I commented this girl commented and was like, funny saying like art's, you know, art is intrinsic. She said art is political, so like funny coming from you or something. She was talking about the
Huh.
video. And I commented and said art isn't intrinsically political. Art is a human
Experience, right?
aspect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she was
That's
like
interesting.
she's like, no, art is always been political since the beginning of time. She goes, if you don't believe art is political, then you're privileged. And she's a white girl. And like I like the idea of privilege.
Well,
But I'm like,
that's
she's talking to me and like and from
w
her worldview, like
yeah,
she would be privileged in this situation. And
sure.
I'm like, okay, well,
What's a ma
first of all,
that
no, art
perspective
is
is
not that. You know
interesting.
what I mean?
Well, and I think that it's like what's what's hard in that conversation is, like, we've lost the ability at times to disagree
And I'll be okay with it.
respectfully. Yeah, 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 yeah. And, like, there are certain things that's, like, we shouldn't disagree on. Like, there are certain human rights things that we shouldn't disagree on. Like, that's a fact of life.
Don't kill someone.
Yeah.
You're canceled. Like you raped someone, you killed someone,
Yeah, yeah, like, there's certain intrinsic
you stole from
human
somebody.
values,
The 10
rights, moral
Commandments.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's, like, we shouldn't disagree on these things.
Yeah.
And, like, the avenue that, like, wrong things are carried out shouldn't dictate whether we agree or disagree on it. And I think that's, to me, is what's frustrating.
Mm.
But to say that, like, art is intrinsically political is I've never heard before.
To you, it may be.
Yeah, and I guess
Art
that's
is
part of it
so
too.
broad. It's such a
Correct.
reflection of your internal
And that is, I think,
experience.
like, the greater point in this is, like, that it's, that's like, the greater point in this is, like, art is so much perspective based, and so, like, maybe
Facts.
your perspective and again, that is why, like, we should be allowed to disagree. It's like, but I wanna change gears a little, like, 'cause we could go on that for a while.
And the thing is like I don't like to get into politics or like,
Yeah.
but I do care deeply about art and
Right, and I think that's
I
your
believe
approach to this
creators should be able to, I
conversation.
think art is a means to discovering yourself.
Yes.
And so like I believe you can make art that is extremely antithetical to what I believe, and I could do that the same for you, but I can learn through that process and change or not change.
Yeah.
That art is there for that reason. I believe all my art should be given to God.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that
yeah,
with
yeah.
God
And then
being the
create
rubric for it,
from
then
that lens.
then I have to create the most divine and most detailed art that God would look at and be like, I'm proud, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah,
I
yeah,
view
yeah.
art. And some people
And
don't
there's
view
no
it that way.
politics in that.
I
Like, and that's, like, that's what's hard
None.
is, like,
Yeah.
I try to, like, anytime something like this comes up, I try to, like, I probably overly emphasize on this, like, we're not getting into, like, politics. This is not a political show. I just think this is this is about perspective and, like, the way we view life more
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, we've been talking for, like, an hour and a half, so, like,
We locked in, twin.
yeah, we locked in. So, like, we'll wrap
Delete that, please.
soon.
Thank you.
Do I?
Delete that, please. I didn't mean to do that.
What'd you do?
I just did I really they
You
saw
said
it.
twin and said, "Ha
Yeah. Oh, you did notice it actually?
I heard you. I
Okay.
just wasn't paying attention. I mean, I did. I just wasn't like, you said we like the in twin.
Yeah, please delete that
But
now.
so, okay. Well, I mean, we've talked about so much, and there's so much, like, we were joking about this before, and, like, there's so much we haven't gotten into that we could. But I wanna ask this, or, like, when it comes to, like, like, we haven't even gotten into, like, your personal life, but, like, when it comes to, like, the cinema world, like, what like, twofold question in this. What led you down that path? Like, when in life did you know, like, "Oh, this is what I wanna do?" And then the flip side of that is, like, what was the first thing that you did? Because like, I know some projects, I know some people you worked with
Mhm.
over time. Like, what was your first moment where you were like, "Oh, like, I can actually do this," and you're like, I'm on the right path."
So, I got into it because I was, like most people have in our that came up in our age group and school,
Yeah.
had, like, a news station at our school.
Oh,
Like,
no way.
sometimes it
Bro, I
was, like,
went
over
to
the
a
intercom.
Christian school of, like, 190 people, we did
Really?
not have a news
That makes
station,
more sense.
and also in West Virginia. So,
So, we
no, we did
had
not have a news
matter of
station.
fact, I grew up in Cleveland, Tennessee. I went to Cleveland High School, and our news station was, like, number 1 in the world because our teacher was, like, really big in the broadcast. No joke. In the country, sorry, not the world. Our news
Bro, I
station
was
was
about to
the
say
number
Cleveland,
1.
Tennessee on the map,
No,
dog.
number 1. We won, like, multiple. I wasn't a part of the people who won, because
Okay.
I wasn't really committed in school, but, like
Sure.
our broadcasting system won awards for how good it was, for a high school, and because our teacher cared deeply, he was really into
Yeah.
shout out Mr. Souders. But, I remember I was in that class is called it was called media, I don't know, something media, but, I ended up signing up to be an anchor at some point,
I
and I
can
was
see
an
that.
anchor on the news, and I was having a good time, but then I found myself, like, looking at the cameras and,
Really.
like, liking the way the jib was going up and down and, like, I just, like, really
You
rocked
got
with
into,
the
like, the
cameras.
semantics of it.
And I was like, "This is cool, dude." And so I, like, got behind the camera, and then you could rent cameras out for shoots and stuff, and so I started doing that in high school, and I was like, "Oh, this is I love making something." And then
So was your introduction into it, into, like, the shooting world, was it photo or video?
it came through photo
Okay.
I was shooting little videos because we had, like, things that we had to do for class in
Yeah.
high school, like finals, like short films and all that. Terrible, but I would shoot them with my family members, my brother, my godmother, rest in peace, and
Yeah.
my brother's friends or my friends, and we would shoot them. We had a music video, and we had, like, movies, like a film we had to make for our final, and so did that, learned editing and stuff, and then when I went off to college, I kinda forgot about it, like, I didn't know what my degree was gonna be, and I kinda forgot about it for, like, half a year, but then I was, like, I was still really into movies, and so I was just watching movies all the time, and then I was like, "Bro, let me just start writing, let me learn how to
Mhm.
write screenplays because they have their own format, their own,
Yeah.
like, structure, and they have their own language in which they, like, display information.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more visual,
'Kay.
uh, less, like, internal thoughts and stuff like a narrative book or
Mhm.
something, and so, like, there's a whole process to writing screenplays, um, and so I started to just apply myself, and I've written a lot now,
Yeah.
and a lot of short films and a few features, and it's like, at some point, I was like, "I really enjoy this, but I can't make it," and so for, like, the next, like, 6 or 7 years, I just came up in the camera world. Photo first, then
Mhm.
video, and then now I'm only video. And I'll shoot videos for, like, the last 8 years or something like that,
Mhm.
and every now and then making a film for, like, the Jacob Owen Short Horror Contest,
Yeah.
and it was just because I was like, "I don't have the money to make the film I wanna make, and
Yeah.
I don't have uh, the right idea." I was writing films, I had, like, so many scripts in the cut, and then I woke up, like, about a year and a half ago, and was like, I gotta, like I have to, like I forgot why I was doing this, like, I wanna make
Wow.
movies, and so I was like, "Okay, I have to, like, make something regardless of what it costs,
Was
regardless
that
of what
around
it
the
is."
time where you were starting to try to make the movie about your mom? Or was this
Yes, that was
okay.
the beginning of it. You
Yeah.
forgot I didn't know you remembered that. I
Yeah.
forgot about that, but, yeah, I did an entire fundraiser for a movie called Brandy about my mom and her story, which is wild, and it was a good script, and I had a team behind me that supported it, casted it, and then tried to fundraise it. We ended up not meeting our goal, and I did an all or nothing method,
Yeah.
so I didn't 'cause I wasn't interested in making the movie with less than what was needed.
So are you pocketing that and you think you revisit it
No,
in the
no,
future?
it's all or nothing, so the money just went back to the people who donated.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'm
meant
not
like
interested.
are you
Oh,
pocketing the
oh.
script and you think you'll
I
revisit
will
when you
revisit
could?
it one day when I have a bigger budget. I have
Yeah.
actually an idea about shooting a trailer for it, and
Well,
I'm trying to find new tradition because to make money in movies nowadays is like it's like just like music where, like, no one
yeah.
knows the rubric anymore.
Yeah.
Used to be where you, like, you know, get your movie sold or your screenplay sold or, like, go work your way
Yeah.
and kill yourself on a set for, like, 10 years and
Right.
meet the right
Sure.
people in LA and get coffee for narcissistic jerks for years until someone goes, "I'll give you an opportunity."
Yeah, and it's
Right?
not
And
like that
so
anymore.
it's not like that anymore. It's
Well,
free like, we're in the free spectrum of entertainment, and it's like there's like this other route, which is like YouTube, which is also very difficult and
Yeah.
not guaranteed. You can put a lot of work in for nothing, but
Yeah,
also
and,
could have
like,
a
you
lot of
may make it
return.
on the algorithm, you may not.
Exactly. So like there's this weird no one really knows. And so that's what I was trying to allude to earlier, what I was saying, like, you have to find a way you have to find a reason to create without return,
Yeah.
without the
Right, right,
idea of
right.
return. Like, you can sorry, not the idea, without expecting any return, because that may very well be the case.
Yeah.
And so,
And it could take years.
could take years, and most of the truth be told, man, like, a lot of the greatest directors started, like, very, like, they started to really start making features film around, like, 27, 28, and then most of the time, like but, like, not many
Yeah.
like, no director has ever won Best Picture under the age of 30. I think the youngest
Nuts.
is it's not Damien Lindelof, Damien Chazelle, who did La La Land.
Wow.
I think he won Best Director for that year or something like that for La La
Nuts,
Land,
dude. So
and he was 31 or something like that,
w
and, like but what I'm trying to say is it's a master art.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, and it's
it's a hard art to get into. It's a combination of music, visuals, like, all the, like it's a lot of
yeah,
art combined into one, so,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, so, like, when it came to so, like, a year and a half ago, you have this shift of, like,
yeah,
reminding you, because, like, I think it's so easy in any creation of anything, whether it's art or something, it's like, I think it's so whether it's music, art, media, a job, anything,
yeah,
like, it's so easy when you, like, you start with this passion, this identity of, like, "This is what I wanna do." Well, then the realization of, like, "Okay, I do have to pay bills. I do have to make money to live."
yeah,
And then it's easy to lose yourself in the process of, like, doing something to make money to live and using your art form to do so, whatever that is, or using, like, what you were passionate about, that you can then lose your passion, and you have to you have to find a way back to your why. And I
mhm,
think we've talked about it some on, like, you talk about, like, your purpose, like, the purpose
yeah,
that drives what you're doing. So,
100%,
like,
yeah,
what was that aha moment for you in that where you go, like, "Oh, I've lost my," because, like, it wasn't that you weren't creating
mhm,
good products, like, you were involved in some great shoots, like, you were involved with
yeah,
some high profile individuals
yeah,
doing, content creation for them, short films, whatever, like, comedy videos, all the, like, you're filming music videos for Nate. You're doing a lot of great things, but so, like, what was that moment for you like, though, where you go, "Oh, I've been doing great stuff, but I'm not doing what I set out to do," and then how did you find your way back?
yeah. So all throughout this process, like, like, before about 2 years ago, I would write maybe, like, 2 or 3 scripts a year, and I've gotten to a
Okay.
point where right now I'm doing, like, 10 upwards, where it's, like,
Dang.
short films, a combination of short films and, like, feature ideas, and I was like I write a lot of them. Some are really bad, some are in the middle, and, like, some are okay, and I was like I was writing really one named Ozzy. I was
Yeah.
writing it, and I, like, was like, "This is everything I represent.
Yeah.
It's everything I want to make. It speaks to my faith,
Yeah.
but not corny.
Yeah.
It has the seeds of a great concept, or sorry, the seeds of a great concept."
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll send it to people, and people are, like, praising me about it. So
Interesting.
there was like an affirmation there with the skill, because
Yeah.
there's always a question of, like, is this stuff good to me, or is it good to everybody else?
Oh, dude,
You know what I
that's,
mean?
like, one of the hardest parts to me about creating something is, like,
Yeah,
you're proud of it, you think it's good,
yeah,
but you're also, like, really hard on yourself, like, maybe it's not, and so then when people, like, that you trust come alongside, you're like, "Hey, what you're doing is
yeah,
sick."
100%. So that was,
It's a necessary process, I think, of creation, of,
and
like, confidence from people
yes,
close.
and I'm actually working on a film right now using fully AI.
Are you
Funny
really?
enough, because I wanted to learn this, and I've been questioning whether I wanted to admit to that or not, because people. But then I was like thinking about the art and what it means, and
Yeah, I think it's still part of the
it's
creation process.
well, it's the intention of the art that matters the
Yeah.
most. And so I was like, I want to make this movie. So, and I wrote it and I sent it out, and it was like with Ozzy, people were like, I like this, but maybe do this.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
one, I sent it out, and people are like, bravo. And so
Really?
that's the first time I've ever received feedback. Feedback is important to me because I'm in an entertainment field. And
Yeah.
so, like, it's okay if you want to make the movie you like, but, like, you do need to, in my opinion, I think I need to have people who want to watch it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
part of it's a part of
The
why I create.
consumer matters a
Yeah.
ton
Yeah.
in what you're creating.
Yeah, like a podcast, like what we're doing here. Like you want
Yep.
people to watch it and
Yeah. So it's like we
yeah.
joke about it's like it's my show. Like I can say what I want, which is true. But at the end of the day, it's like if there's not content that is enticing to people that they
Yeah.
want to listen to,
Well, art that's
then you have
yeah.
nothing. You have
Art
no
that's not
audience.
consumed for a lot of people. Like for me, my art needs to be consumed and some people don't need
Yeah.
that, which is okay. And so for me, it helps me and it helps me to create
Yeah.
because I want first of all, a big purpose of my art is to impact someone. So if no
Yeah.
one's consuming it, then and so this one covers it's called Saturday. And so I grew up with a pretty tumultuous, is that the right word?
Tumultuous.
Tumultuous?
Tumultuous.
Crazy relationship. I grew up in a pretty crazy
Bro, when you're
relationship.
asking me for English advice of like how do I
No,
pronounce
a
words?
German? That's crazy.
Dog, that's bonkers to say. That pause. That's a hard pause. That's worse
wild.
than my pause from earlier. Anyways, continue.
No, but like me and my mom had a crazy relationship growing up. And
Yeah.
between all of our sons, just because and this is something we've worked out recently, but that's why I wanted to make a film with her because she's a crazy life.
Yeah.
But this one's like, that story is about her and sympathizing with her plight. And this film is about me and sympathizing with my plight.
Okay.
And so I wanted to make a film called Saturday about a kid who when like wakes up. The idea is that there's this kid who wakes up and on a Saturday morning, like we all remember,
Yep. Watch
you wake
Hang
up, you're the
Time.
first person to wake up in your house.
Yeah.
Like the days ahead of you, the sun's shining, you can hear the kids playing outside already. There's morning lights coming through. There's a giant thing full gallon of milk in the refrigerator and cereal.
Yeah.
You wake up, the days ahead of you, and you're just a kid with life and no responsibilities. But the only difference is that for Henley, our main character, he's the only one to wake up in his house today. The rest of his family is dead, but no one knows except for him. And so that's the premise. And so I wanted to explore the idea. Like there's a lot of times when I was little where I would just like stay with my mom, and they were kind of and me and my mom worked through this, and she probably wouldn't like to hear this, but we've worked through it and we talked through it. We're definitely growing, but
Yeah.
there's times where like me and my brothers would wake up and it was just like the adults in the house would just like have a complete lack of responsibility for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just figured it out, right?
Yeah.
And like I wanted to extract that and give it a horrific element. And so like my mom obviously wasn't dead, but like it felt like we were on our own and we had to go figure out our food.
Sense where it's like
Yeah.
To your point, it's like although your mom was not dead, there's a sense where it felt like she was not there.
Oh, she wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't even felt like it was like she wasn't there for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And because she's atoning for those things. I'm not gonna just put everything out. But like
No, for sure.
for whatever reason she wasn't there, and the people that were in that house weren't there, and if they were like not in their right mind. And so like as kids we were just kind of like it needed to be PlayStation, outside, skateboarding, riding bikes, like making up games in the house called the sock game, where it was like a game of dodgeball, but through the house with a ball of socks.
Yeah.
It's like
tennis ball and sock, bro.
yeah, exactly. So like stuff like that, and like we figured it out. And I wanted to make a movie that, say you take that concept but apply it to a kid who is at ground zero for the zombie apocalypse. And so like but like no one knows that ground zero takes place in this mobile home. And like it hasn't broke free yet because this is the only family that's been affected. And so the world's ahead of this is just a kid, 12 years old. He doesn't even know what's going on. He just knows that his family's weird.
Yeah.
And they're locked in all the rooms in the house.
Yeah.
And so he's like he's providing for them. And so you get to see him maneuver through the world, and like all hell breaks loose by the end of the film. But like yeah.
So I mean, we'll wrap up here in a sec, but I'm intrigued by, you talk about, did you grow up exclusively with your mom?
No, you
were like, it was kind of both?
No, my dad's one of the greatest people to ever live, bro.
Yeah,
I kid you not.
I've never met him, but I've heard you speak so highly of him at all times.
Yeah,
and Bryce as well.
Yes, so I have 3 brothers, all half brothers from different dads, same mom.
Okay.
And I have an older brother, me, and then my youngest brother. And so my oldest brother grew up. So we had a godmom. I told you earlier, like my godmom, rest in peace.
Yeah.
She was my mom's best friend.
Okay.
Her name was Tanya, wonderful woman of God. And she pretty much like took like my mom through all the things she was going through and doing.
Yeah.
My godmom Tanya like took in she considered us her kids.
Yeah.
And so she kinda took us in, and so we lit like, my mom
Okay.
plus her,
Yeah, you
and
all lived with
they
her.
all lived there, and except for me, I didn't live with them. So I had my
Okay.
dad who's, like, out of all the dads, like, stepped up and, like, when I
Yeah.
was a baby and took me,
Okay.
man of God. But, like, I obviously went to see my brothers every now and then, so and I knew Tanya, matter of fact, Tanya lived down the street from my dad
Okay.
in most of my life, and
Okay.
so I would go over there. I get to see my brothers often, and so, um, essentially, like, my oldest brother got the brunt of it all because his dad was out of the picture in prison, and he
Dang,
actually lived there with Tanya, and if it wasn't for her, like, his life would have been drastically
for
different,
sure.
and she died in 2014,
Dang, that's awful.
but, she was young too, in her 40s,
Wow.
but she died in 2014, and Justice at the time, my older brother at the time, was just now, like, starting his life, newborn, like, just had a
Yeah.
newborn, had finally grown up, and he was, like, working on starting his life, and so that hit him really hard because he considered that his mom,
Yeah.
right,
Right.
in a lot of ways, and so to this day, by the matter of fact, he just has another one on the way, and
Dang.
he named we called her name was Tanya, we called her Tony. He just named his second boy Tony. So that makes me emotional thinking about it. I don't wanna
Yeah.
get into it too much, but, like, he
Yeah.
did that,
That relationship there.
and that was beautiful, and, like, it shook the world because, like, she was such a beautiful, like, she was the type of person when she died, bro, like,
Yeah.
her funeral was like, people had to stand up, bro. Like, people she was so popular and outgoing. She was like
Yeah.
my fiance,
Yeah.
like Ken, and she was so
Just like a
outgoing and just
massive impact on
fun.
a community.
Yeah, had so many friends and, like, hilarious, and she's the type of person that just, like, would take 3 kids in. She took people in all the time,
Yeah.
and so that happened, and so, yeah, like, I lived with my dad,
Yeah.
and my dad, uh he told me the story was that he my mom had me, and at some point he went over and he saw me in like a whatever, a crib or something. I don't know what it was, but he saw me and was like, he just had a coming to heart sobering moment where he was like, that kid is helpless.
Yeah.
He was like, that baby
Wow.
right there is like helpless. He goes, he said, if I do nothing to help the baby, he's helpless. He goes, it is my responsibility.
Yeah.
And so he said he had that, and he said it was so sobering and so scary that he was like uh, overcome with duty.
Mm.
He's like, I have to, like I can't live a life. And his dad was in his life, and so it was like, I'm not doing that. And there's already this like rubric and stereotype around black men,
Mhm.
and so my dad was like, I will defy that stereotype. I will
Yeah.
not be a statistic, and so he defied it all
Wow.
the way. Matter of fact, to the point where my oldest brother, after Tanya died, and my mom was still on her type of stuff, and my youngest brother, my oldest brother, he took him in and, like, he always considered us his me and
Yeah,
him his
yeah, yeah,
kids
yeah.
kinda, like,
Yeah.
because he's just that guy. My oldest brother just figured out life on his own. He couldn't take care of him as well. My dad was young,
Yeah.
and so he had me when he was, like, 20, and so he couldn't do that, but, like, now he considers that his dad. He's a grown man.
Yeah.
But my youngest brother, though, bro, when Tanya died,
Yeah.
he was, like, he might have been, like, was 2014? Yeah. Yeah, bro, he might have been, like, 12 or 13,
Yeah, I was gonna say he's younger
and
than you.
yeah, and that shook him because that's, like, his mom too, so my
Mhm.
dad completely took him on. Got custody.
Wow, dude.
Custody, it's not his kid. He has no It's my mom,
No blood to him
and he has a different
whatsoever.
dad. Took him in because it was like, he loved the kid, like,
Yeah.
it's my brother,
Wow.
he considered him his own, took him in, raised him, this and that, and so, like, it's blood for him,
Yep.
like, and so my dad, when I say I'm like, "Yo," I always say this, man, I'm like, he doesn't have a podcast,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a church, he's not a pastor, you know what I mean? He doesn't have a book, but, like, he's one of the greatest displays of living in God's image that I've
Yeah.
seen and living like Christ. You know what I mean? I look at that and I'm like, you
Wow.
guys don't, like, you're not getting it though. It's like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
it's
I know
not
what
the
you
like,
mean.
we get it. There's people who need to be in front of everybody all the time and telling the gospel is part of it. But like, when it's time for judgment day, bro, like,
Sure.
it'll be people you've never seen before. And are you okay with that? It's gonna be
Yeah.
the grandmas
Mhm.
and the
Well,
homeless person, or like,
and
it's
that's
these
what
people you don't know,
you know,
bro.
my dad and I were talking about that. I think it was my dad and I were talking about that recently. It's like, it's the quietest ones who have the greatest impact on people, no matter what you believe.
Yeah.
Like, faith, like, if you believe in God and or you have a level of faith in something or you don't,
Hmm.
the most boisterous ones, well, let me think a better way to phrase it. It's the ones that it's the quiet ones that don't ask for the stage, that don't ask for the, like,
Mhm.
the platform and all that deserve it the most and have the biggest impact. You know, does that make sense?
Timothy Keller said it best. He says,
Yeah.
"To be a truly humble person, no one would actually even know they're humble."
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Which is that one sits on me a lot because I'm like, yeah, like to even say like I try to be humble
Yeah.
is directly contradicting
Antithetical.
to being humble.
Yeah. Is it
Humble.
antithetical? I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
the right
right.
word. Yeah.
It's like uh, being
You just
self-righteous.
you just are. Like,
You
humility
just
is
are,
just
yeah.
something that's like it exudes from you. Dude, let me ask you this question to close, because like we could go on for a while.
Yeah, man.
But
I know when we first started, I was like, "Oh, 3 hours, that's crazy." But now I'm understanding like
yeah,
these are
now
things I love
it's
to talk about.
yeah,
Yeah.
now we are almost at 3 hours.
Are you
Um,
serious?
yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock.
Wow.
So let me ask you this, and I think this is a great place to close in light of like what we were just talking about, like with your upbringing and your dad basically being the saving grace. That's like, I mean, we all so many people are like, without my dad, like I'd be lost or like
Mhm.
whatever. But like for you, like in a culture where it's um or in a subculture of our society where it's common that a black father, like he didn't have his dad, was not in the picture, and he could have made the same decision to not be in the picture.
Sure.
He said, I'm not going to fit the stereotype that has been placed on me. I'm going to step up and I'm going to raise my son.
Mhm.
And I don't say that in any sense to like put that on anybody.
No, I get it. I mean,
Um,
you're talking about just facts,
and
bro. It's a
and
problem.
and so when like for you though, it's like literally, it's like your dad saved your life.
No, you don't
And,
understand, bro. And not only that, but he did one thing, which is like there's this broad like thing that everyone knows, which is like single father
yeah,
or single mother households in the
yeah,
black community, right? Everyone knows about that statistic. There's jokes around it.
sure,
There's controversy around it. There's people fighting against it. What people don't know is that there's also a cultural underlayer that like happens in black families, with around like what we're like able to do, right? And so like basketball,
yeah,
football,
yeah, 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 yeah,
rapping, or music,
sure,
um, right? And so I know my dad's a big football fan, and like you have to understand, bro. Like I'm in film,
yeah,
right? The statistics in which now it's just changing drastically. A lot of
sure,
black people are getting into film now, but like in his time, man, like 2000 when he was young, man, like early 2000s and stuff. It's like 90s. It's like that wasn't a thing. Like,
mm-hmm,
and you had a few like Spike Lee and all them, but not many.
yeah.
And so,
Stu Spike's a legend, dang,
bro, I know, right? But
yeah,
like he wasn't allowed. He grew up in a church that at the time um thought that any type of competitiveness was like against Christ's will.
interesting.
And so like
I wouldn't
he's
have
a
done well
huge
there.
sports fan,
Yeah, I wouldn't have done well
massive
there.
football fan, sports fan in general. So he wasn't allowed to play sports. My grandma forbid it.
Wow,
She's now apologized for that. Like
that's
when he became
interesting.
an adult, she apologized.
Yeah,
And
sure.
but like yeah, he loves football and he never got to play. Literally like lost like ever in his
Wow.
yeah. So that's
I
something
can't imagine that.
that bothered him a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Um, but like the typical story is like football, like
Yeah.
and I feel like it happens in all communities, but in a black community, it's like, yo, bro, we need you to, like, you're gonna become a
Yeah.
star. You're gonna be a
Sure.
basketball star. You're gonna be a football star. You're gonna rap, and so, or you're gonna make music, or this and that. But like, my dad, I had a cousin whose dad would always be like, I remember one time I picked up the first like we first of all, the first thing I got into that was like not typical for black people was I got into cross country.
Yep.
So I was huge
I
into
forgot
cross
that you
country
were a
and
runner.
running,
Yeah, you told
right?
me that.
And so I was doing cross country, not playing basketball, not playing football or anything like that. I tried all that stuff when I was real little,
Yeah,
right? But like
right. But
when I
by the
started to
time
make
you
my
were
own
yeah.
decisions, it was like I want to be a runner, and so I
Uh-huh.
did track and track is a little different. Like people like to sprint, but like I was doing long distance,
Yeah.
which is like
Which
yeah,
is
you got
crazy.
Ugandans who are like that's
And
African.
you know what I say
Yeah.
about people who
What?
like to run.
What?
I don't trust you.
I understand that. I get it. The
We've
reason
talked about
I
that.
want to get into it, but the reason I do like
I'm
running though
joking.
is because it's like a lot of people don't like it. But
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm
like
awful.
cross
But
country,
also, I
right?
kind of subconsciously have trust issues with people who love to run.
Running sucks, dude. It does.
Running sucks.
It
And
does. It sucks.
I remember you came over one time after a run and you were in the middle of a fast and you looked at me like, "Dog, I don't feel great." I'm like, "You need some
That was actually not smart for me. You're not
It was
supposed
like
now when
day
I
2
fast,
of
I
a
don't
fast.
do
Yeah, it
exercises
was
like
like
that.
it was day 2 of a fast or something like that, and
Yeah.
you're like I'm like, "Bro, you need you need
Yeah.
some liquid."
It's not smart to do any, like, super
S
intense like, running is
exertion,
also
yeah.
super intensive,
Yeah,
and
I'm sorry, I
constant.
interrupted you on a joke,
Well,
but
I was just gonna
continue.
say, like, cross country for one, and then I got into really big into skateboarding for, like, a large portion of my
Yeah,
high
you
school
did.
years, and I would loved it, and my dad, he, like, was like, "Okay, we're gonna sell ices
Okay.
from the house to our neighborhood kids,
Yeah.
make them really good, and you're gonna use your own money to, like, go buy a skateboard."
Okay.
'Cause skateboards were running, like, $200,
For
150,
sure.
$200, and so we had a local skate shop, I forgot the name,
That's sick.
RP to that shop, though, but went up there with a bunch of quarters, 'cause that's what they paid, 50 cents, bunch of quarters, and I was like, "Hey, I want an Element." I loved Element skateboards.
Yep.
Something about Nigel Houston,
Element
who
was
was a black
massive.
kid.
Yeah.
He was a mixed kid or something, who was famous, and he was, like, 16,
Yeah.
and he lived in LA or something, and he was a skateboarder, and I was like,
Yep.
"That's me."
That's
Like,
dope,
he's
bro.
cool,
You found
and he
identity
skated
in that,
Element.
though. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What?
You found, like, an identity in that. It's
Yeah,
like
and I was like
someone that was like you
exactly,
in a
right.
culture in, like, something that was not common that, a young black teenager would be into.
100%, bro, and so he did that, and, like, my dad was like he could've been like, "Bro, you're not doing that. Like,
Sure, but
we need to start
champions
training
you and
for
supported you
this
in
and
it.
that.
Yeah.
He goes, I was at the time I was wrestling, and I was doing wrestling,
Yeah.
cross country, and track.
A lot of things that, uh, were abnormal.
No one in our neighborhood skateboarded, bro.
Yeah.
It's all black kids.
Yeah.
No one was
Which is so
skateboarding, bro.
wild.
It's all riding bikes, like, playing football, throwing a football, or playing basketball. They had
So
those little pull-up ball things outside. You know what I'm
Yep,
talking about?
I
Those are fun, bro.
do.
I still want one of those.
So, let me
You
ask you
have one.
this.
Used to.
What?
Basketball?
Oh, yeah.
Where'd it go?
The hoop?
Yeah, is it
It's
still out
back
there?
yeah, it's back
Oh,
there.
okay, I got
It
you.
f the wind knocked it over, the rim's broken, I gotta replace
Classic,
it.
bro. Yeah.
So, I wanna close with this question. Like, we're talking about your childhood,
Yeah.
growing up with a single black father, doing being supported to do things that were abnormal to the culture you
Yeah.
were a part of.
Yeah. And that helped me
And
find my purpose as
Yeah,
a
so
filmmaker, yeah.
now as a 30-year-old man, 30-year-old black man in 2026, if you could go back and tell that, like, 10 to 12-year-old middle school boy who's doing who's being supported by his single father
Yeah.
to do anything that he puts his mind to and anything he loves. If you could go
Mhm.
back and tell yourself anything that about, like, based on where you are in life now, what would you tell him?
I would say stop. I'd probably tell him, like, all the things that you're thinking that other people are thinking don't exist.
Wow.
No one cares. I was a big overthinker.
Yeah.
The person you see right now, bro, is, like, not who I was 10
Yeah.
years ago.
I get that.
Extremely insecure, uh, super shy, quiet, like but I always felt like how I feel now
Mhm.
inside.
Mhm.
But I never will show it because I was like, I'm, like, not going to be received well. So I would tell that kid, no one cares as much as you think they do.
Yeah.
So, like, just do what you wanna do, and
Yeah.
I feel like I would've been
You were
I would've
driven by, like, the fear
image,
or
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah,
fear
yeah.
of
I
judgment,
understand that. The narrative in your head of, like, these people think yeah, dude, I understand that.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's what it
I
was,
mean,
that's
I
what I
still
told him.
fight that as a 30 I mean, not as much now, but 10 years ago, 5 years ago, at
Yeah,
this point and I think though not to hijack what you're saying, I'm sorry, but, like, I think when
no,
creating with, like, what we both do of, like, being in a form of creation, you have to learn to get over that. Because if we and, like, you and creating film and me and creating and, like, having a podcast and, like, putting content and media out there, it's like, if at all times you're worried about what do people think of me and what is their perceived image of me, you will never create. You'll never release anything.
Kanye said it best. As controversial as he is, he's a great
Yeah.
artist. He said
Yeah.
something that really spoke to me. He goes, I can't remember the exact way he said it, but he's like, a kid, jumps on the table and grabs a microphone and starts performing to the family. He's like, the mom goes, "Get off that table, boy."
Mhm.
Like, he's like, he goes, "To you, it's a table." He's like, "To you, that table is like something
Yeah.
you don't stand on. You
Yeah,
put
yeah,
food
yeah.
on it." He goes, "But to that kid, he just saw a stage." He's like, "You just killed that for him." He's like, that's what it's like to like think like a kid." And I like that, bro. I got to start doing that. Like
Mhm.
I'm like, who set these rules? Like I follow God and only God.
Sure.
Outside of that,
Yeah.
what rules do I have to follow?
Yeah.
And I
I
still
get that.
struggle with that too. It's not
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
haven't
yeah, yeah.
perfected it, but like
No, I think it's a
because
lifelong journey.
it's hard.
When
Yeah.
you're a subconscious, like, overthinker of, like and we care, like, and you care what about your image and what people think, like, it's like a lifelong journey of fighting about that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a great picture, though, is like you're saying. But so, you would tell your younger self, like,
No one cares as
"No."
much as you think they care
Yeah.
about you. So do what you want to do. Yeah, that's what I would
Be
say.
you.
Yeah, be you. I mean, obviously, I hope that he find Christ a lot sooner.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, I feel that.
But I wanted to give a not a basic answer.
Not a basic
A
answer.
kid
Yeah,
in
yeah,
middle
yeah.
school would have not listened to the Christ thing. I might have
No.
listened to, which is unfortunate, but I might have listened to the no one cares as much as you think they
Yeah,
do.
well, and I think, though, that brings up, on the last episode with, AJ, we were talking about, like, um and I'll say this, and we'll wrap. We were talking about, like, when you get in a dark place, and he was talking about, like, a season of his life where he was in a dark place and how he got out of it, and he made the comment about how it was like people, like, that was, like, part of what pulled him out, and I said, one of the hardest things I think in life is, like, when you're in a dark place, um, friends are who you need most, but it's also hardest to listen to them to get you out, and I
Mhm.
was talking about, it's like, but as on the flip side of that, one of the most frustrating things is to be the friend who sees the other friend, like, in a situation and to tell them the truth and they don't receive it.
Yep.
And then it's like, but so to, like, and the only reason I think about that is because, like, you're talking, like, I don't know that my middle school self would have received, the side of, like, man, you need to find
Yeah.
God sooner, and all that. But I think that is, like, part of the human experience is, like, and part of being a good friend is, and something, like, I'm constantly learning too, is
Mhm.
having the access to tell the truth, telling the truth, and supporting them even when they don't listen. And, like,
Yes.
being there no matter what,
Yeah.
of, like, but also in that of, like, don't shy away from telling the truth.
Mhm.
I think what happens when, or what can be, what is easy to allow to happen when we have people that are close to us, like, that we love, that we tell them the truth and they ignore it, we go, "Well, I'm just gonna quit telling you the truth. I'll
Mhm.
just quit being honest."
Yeah. Or sometimes, yeah, I see what you're saying. I was
You
gonna
know?
say something, but I don't even want to. I think I speak, uh, or what? Not I speak. You're speaking on something very, I think, profound, about not wanting to be. We know the closest people to you, you know them at such a deep level.
Yeah.
It almost feels like you can't. You don't have the authority to speak on this
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
got these things going on that I know
For
about.
sure. And
But the truth is, they know you deeper than anybody, and like
yeah.
God can use God, like He takes you at any place in your life and you can preach the gospel. It's a command,
Yeah.
Go out and
Sure.
make disciples,
Sure.
right? That's a command. It wasn't
Yeah.
a request.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a command to do it. He didn't say do it when you figure it out. You're never gonna figure it out. If you
No,
figured it out, you'd be me.
and I think that's
It's
the
like, so
reality of
you
it.
in your moment where you're at, you always have something. You can always have a positive.
You
God can use
always
that
be,
to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
can
yeah.
extract
No
something
matter
from
how
that.
dark of a
Yeah,
place you're in
yeah.
life, like, you can always positively impact someone.
And as a friend, we have to challenge, and as friends and brothers, we have to challenge ourselves to humble ourselves amongst
Yeah.
our friends
To be
and receive what they have to
yeah.
say. Now,
See,
look,
and I think
some
that's the
friends
whole
be
point.
on some other stuff, but like,
Yeah,
but
like,
still, it's not for you to do that.
but I also think subconsciously, like, the people who have the access and, like, are close enough to you to be like,
Mhm.
hey, that no matter what they say,
Yeah,
it's like one of my best friends, Evan. We both went through some stuff, like, not in our relationship, but, like, in
yeah,
life, and we both were like, neither one of us really fully told each other the truth because,
Mhm.
in the midst of it, and, like, the side effect was negative, and we both were like, basically made an agreement that day of, like, we're never not gonna be, like, just 100% honest, like, because we don't mince words with each other, but we just, when it came to those situations, we just weren't honest, or, like, just didn't tell each other what we thought,
yeah,
and I was like, from that moment on, and, like, there's few people, like, he is one of my closest friends in the world, and, so it's like that, but that was the day where it's like, "Hey, you know what?" Like, we were sitting over dinner, and we're like, "'Kay, we agree that we're never not just gonna be bluntly honest with each other from now on,
yeah,
even if it hurts our feelings
yeah,
and offends us," you know?
yeah, bro.
And I think that's life.
Me and my best friend Nate have that
Yep,
relationship, and me and
and
my
you
best
have to
friend
have
Bryce
that.
have that relationship.
Man, shout
Bryce,
out the boys.
yeah, straight up. I know whenever I know we're trying to wrap up, but I'll share this. It's like I know whenever I was in my darkest place with, pornography addiction and
Sure.
stuff like that, bro. Bryce was like,
Pause,
anyways,
bro.
anyways, I have
Yeah,
nothing
no,
to
no, no.
share. Bryce is on me, bro, and it's just like you need
Pause.
friends who are like willing to like.
No, continue. I'm sorry.
You just need friends who are willing to tell you what's up.
Yeah, no,
You're
he
so
was,
right,
but he was that friend that like was always there. Like
bro. He was like, yo,
he knew your business and
he's
he
like,
was
yo, you need to
standing
stop
on it.
doing that, bro. You're tripping. Like you have a girl and she loves you and she's gonna leave you if you don't do it. I'm like,
Yeah, I feel
I'm
you.
sorry, mister.
So
Like, I'm sorry, sir. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you for that.
But no, but
On
it's
me, you know what I mean?
your whole point is like having that friend that like knows where you are and can
Yeah.
be honest and you can receive it,
I
man.
do want to tell you something now that we're talking about it, bro. Like something that's been bothering me about you, bro. You know what I mean? Seriously. Can I be honest?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I have nothing.
You're awful. I'm like, I knew you were about to pull that. I was like, no, I'm just messing with you.
Uh,
Bro, thank you so much for coming on, man. You got anything else to add?
no, dude, not at all, bro. I would say thank you. Actually,
Man,
no,
thanks,
yeah, I would
bro.
say thank you, bro. I love it. And I know when we first talked about this, it was like maybe like 10 months ago, maybe or something, when you first brought this up, maybe further.
Yeah, maybe longer.
And so the fact that you're still committing to it is good. A lot of people pick something up, try it out, put it down 2 minutes later. Shout out Hobson. If you get the lyrics, you get it. But they pick something up, try it
Yeah.
out, put it down 2 minutes later. That's what they do, right? And so you obviously haven't done that. Stick to it. The consistency is key. And so like to
Yeah,
see
for
you being
sure.
consistent, there's going to be success in it.
Man, it means the world.
In whatever fashion that may be, it will happen.
Yeah, man.
We're all doing that.
Yeah.
So
Dude, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, man, it means the world. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for stopping by. And
straight up.
well, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of Deepish with my friend David. Again, just a really, really cool story. I think his life, his upbringing. Again, just an absolute freak of a creative and the best cinematographer, videographer. I don't really know technically what his title is, but I think the best that I know, and is going to be an absolute powerhouse of a director and creator. Um, for as long as I know him. So just really, really had a lot of fun getting to sit down and talk with him about creativity and art and life and just a beautiful human, beautiful soul. So I would encourage you, go check out his work, David Piersaul. I don't remember what his Instagram handle is. I should know it. But go look up his stuff. He's done some really cool music videos. If you're in need of someone who does that, or if you're in need of someone who does that, hit him up. I know he'd love to work with you. And he actually shot a music video at our house not too long ago. So he's the best. Again, hope you really enjoyed that conversation. As always, I say it every week, but if you love the podcast, please make sure to like, subscribe, leave us a review, and make sure you don't miss an episode and follow us on all social media platforms. Got some good ones coming as well. Can't wait for you to hear more. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.